This is not a peace song, it's a love song. Peace and Ghana getting married, keep the love strong. See, a peace we cannot risk. War at home is like cardiac arrest, cause home is where the heart is. Let the trumpets sound victory. The battle that we won is a battle for a peace. We promise on an honor that we'll never fight again, cause Ghana is a happy place, a joy we should defend.
Get him, what's up, motherland? I feel like Obide and Afia. I'm in love with you now. Tamajiba Majihada Mabiatao was a young will a dodgy love for from Chale how. From the big six, you still to fix things. Mawa Hamakafu was she can't reaches.
If they won't make it be, somebody for fight we they need one a piece. Income boom. Is it with maybe we to protect the nation, but the God and anyone I save it. Oh yeah.
About the peace, hey, about our summer day, about the PP, hey, I want to know now summer day walk, hey, my from a wabo, what has some chon once, say, many bay you some Kevin Yoshimara, which I if you want to for I'm also who are when you did your cocoa, a lady be okay, palace, a lady more care, palace, a lepus you call care, palace, I'm a which one. It's all about a peace. Kebaloba.
Phones in a doom, stores at a tomb, police say you foom, a real say soon. Tupaye papa, depending on high. Mwashakuma muma, Memina Danima, Wafa, would don't know what it is. What's the Mudania to say what photo gem, or red BBC.
Ghana, it's no more.
Papa picture free me, Dayum Namitium, no war.
So that the peacemakers, for they shall be called the sons and daughters of God. Hey, we pray for love, we pray for peace, we pray for unity always. To make our nation better. Oh, to make our nation better. Bring peace to our land. Whoa, nation better. Peace to our land. Nation better. You know we're gonna do it again.
It is the 3rd of July 2024, 6 minutes gone past 1600 hours British summer time. We live once again on A24 Radio, Abrabapa Radio, as well as A24 Radio GH with another edition of Bamaso. This is where discerning Ghanaians with discerning thoughts, we come just to deliberate on all possibilities with which we will become co-creators and catalysts to bring into manifestation that very beautiful Ghana we so much want to have. When we become co-creators of that Ghana that we want to have, it simply means we are becoming active participants in building that Ghana. You see, the active participation comes in many forms. It comes in many forms. Wherever that we find ourselves, I'm very certain we are doing our bit over there. So that is active participation. No matter how small, how huge, how medium it may be, it is an active participation. And if we are becoming catalysts as well, what it simply means is we are evoking that sleeping Ghana that is in each and every one of us into action. That is we being catalyst. That is what that also means. So it is not just we doing our part. It also demands that we become catalysts to help others awaken to the Ghana or the sleeping Ghana within them. Around here, we work with one simple truth. And it is a truth that is also based on nature. Every wave that emerges of the ocean is one with the ocean in its attributes, the attribute of wateriness and saltiness. However, in this life that we live in, it is not every wave that is awakened to their oneness with the ocean. What this simply means is every single Ghanaian is one with Ghana, and as such, it has what Ghana demands or what Ghana needs of that individual to be able to move Ghana forward within them. Yes, Ghana, if we are to use Ghana as our reference point, as I always put across, if we are using the mere fact that we all came from Ghana, then obviously Ghana is coded within us, just as the ocean codes within every wave all the attributes of the ocean. So Ghana is coded within us, that which is needed for us to push our nation forward. However, the truth is, it is not every Ghanaian that is awakened to that which Ghana is coded within him or her. It is not all of us that are awakened to the Ghana within us. So from where we stand, we are working on the grounds that every single Ghanaian has the attributes, the beauty, the awesomeness of Ghana within them. However, it is not all of us that have gotten it awakened or are living up to that truth within us. So it is on this grounds that we come to evoke that very sleeping Ghana among ourselves. Believe you me, there will come that time that we will all awaken to this truth. Either now, sooner or later. Yes, it will certainly come. That time will certainly come that you will awaken to the truth. It will come. I pray that when that time comes, you may have the strength, a little bit more if need be, for you to make a little amends before you die. Yes. Did you hear me say that? Yes. I pray the time that you will come to the awareness of the truth, you would have some strength. Your limbs may be strong a little bit. You would have the acumen to make certain decisions and make amends of some of the things that you could have done before you die. You will die. You will die. Of course. So that is where we operate from, to awaken that truth within us as Ghanaians. It's a tough call. I have to be frank with you. Trying to bring someone to reason as a Ghanaian, trying to get someone to come home and think as a Ghanaian. It's a huge challenge. It's a huge one. However, that is the surest way for us to be able to build our dear nation, Ghana. Sometimes when you sit back and you watch how certain people do things, especially back in our country, Ghana, right from leadership all the way to the man on the street. When you watch and then you consider how certain things are being done, to the very ones who may have the power to stick their hands in whichever coffers that they deem they can stick their hands in. They are doing that. When you watch that, you ask yourself, hey, are these individuals reasoning as Ghanaians? When you observe how everything that the very ones in power or the very ones with power we've given them to serve us are doing. When you just observe how overnight things just turn around, and then they flaunt wealth here and there. You ask yourself, wow, are these people reasoning as Ghanaians? You ask yourself that question, because when you observe these things, the obvious question that you may be asking yourself, what are we programming ourselves into? What are we putting in the minds of the very ones who are also not in authority? We are simply telling them, hey, if need be for you to even sell everything that you have, for you to be able to just get closer to the corridors of power, do so, because when you get there, hey, that is all that matters. You can make whatever that you want over there. That is what we put across. So you ask yourself, are these people truly thinking as Ghanaians? And to the ordinary man in the street as well, you may watch them do certain things, and then you question yourself on several grounds as to why they are doing that. Oh yes, they are doing that. They are doing that. But we still hold on to the grounds that yes, in both cases, or in all cases, the Ghana within us is simply sleeping, lying dormant, and we need to awaken that to come into its full expression. That is why we are here. As we discussed yesterday, every single Ghanaian is loved by Mother Ghana. Every single Ghanaian, be it a full-bodied individual, a person with disability, or what have you, every single Ghanaian is loved by Mother Ghana. And just as the prodigal son, we may wander around, we may go away, we may take our part of the booty, and then we'll run away thinking we are going away from our mother, away from the sight of our mother, to go and enjoy ourselves. However, even while we are gone, our mom is still wishing that we come back to our true essence and come home. So we may wander around not thinking as Ghanaians. We may wander around feeling more affiliated to the various smaller groups within Ghana, and then we refuse or we forget to feed the true essence of ourselves. We may just go wayward in our thinking as Ghanaians. We may forget to feed our primary identity in the context of what we do here, it being Ghana. We may forget, or we may do things that are not so appropriate for the evolutionary growth of our dear nation Ghana. However, in the midst of all these things, what Mother Ghana is wishing for us is to come back home. Come back home here simply means we come back to our awareness of what we truly are as Ghanaians, and we begin to act on that grounds. And that is why I said I am praying that as we wander around, as we go around not acting as Ghanaians, and the time comes for us to awaken to the truth that this is our true essence, this is what we need to do as Ghanaians. When that time comes, we will still have the strength. We will still have a little bit of energy within us to be able to do something and be impactful. Yes, I hope that time comes as early for us, while we have the energy, the space, and the circumstances to do the things that we can and we must be doing. Sometimes, you see, it happens when we have the opportunity to exert some influence in certain situations, and then we either ignorantly or we refuse to do it. When we get off the space or the time or the energy and the circumstance with which we could have exerted that influence, when we don't have that which will cause us to be able to do those things, and then we then come to the realization of what really we should have done, sometimes we begin to flick our fingers, and then we wished we had that opportunity to be able to impact on others. Sometimes it happens to all of us. My prayer is it wouldn't happen to you, and if it happens, you will still have, as I said, some of the dynamics that will make you still continue to be very, very impactful. So yes, around here we work with a fundamental truth that we are all Ghanaians, and we may wander around, we may go wayward, we may seem lost in our actions as Ghanaians, just as the prodigal son. Yes, we may seem lost, but as the mother always seeks the lost child to come back home, Mother Ghana is still with open arms waiting for us to come back home and reason as Ghanaians. When we are reasoning as Ghanaians, what it simply means is we are acting to make Ghana a wholesome place. We are acting to make Ghana a beautiful place. We are acting so that our selfishness will grow into self-wholeness. We are doing things in such a way that when we are getting bigger, it fits into the universal greatness of our dear nation, Ghana. When we are becoming better in everything that we do, when we are becoming better financially, it fits in very well with the whole nation becoming very strong financially. Sometimes we do things in such a way that as the individuals or some individuals are becoming better financially, the whole nation is rather sinking. When we do things that way, in fact, we are not using the ultimate wisdom that we need to use into expression. So here we have spoken about the fact that no organ alone or no cell can thrive in a weak organ. Likewise, no organ can thrive in a weak body. Until our selfishness grows into self-wholeness, all that we may be acquiring it's just for temporary reasons. So when we begin to let the Ghana within us shine, when we begin to let the Ghana within us express fully, we will love every unit of Ghana, and we will seek to have the interest of every unit of Ghana at heart. You see, hence I said earlier on that if you begin to reason as a Ghanaian, all right, and you watch some of the things that are being done in the corridors of power, you tend to, ask, why is this? Oh, yes, it is so. It is so because, hey, in this process we call life, if you are not very conscious at all times, you just go wayward. You would simply go wayward. So at any particular point in time, you need to remain focused. You need to be alert. You need to remind yourself of what and who you are. You need to remind yourself of what your primary reason is. As, let's say, in the context of Ghana, as a Ghanaian, our primary concern as Ghanaians is to make Ghana a better place. That is our primary concern. You see, I keep telling you that there is way bigger things beyond Ghana. Now, if we go beyond Ghana and we just want to talk about we being units of life, our primary aim or our primary purpose here is to make life better. That's all. That's our primary aim here. So if we are using Ghana as our reference point, our primary aim as Ghanaians is to make Ghana better. So if we are becoming better units of Ghana, we need to find out how we becoming better units of Ghana promotes the whole of Ghana becoming better. But when you look at it very well, if we do not follow the laws of life, right? If we do not follow the principles that govern the universe in seeking to becoming better versions of ourselves, we may becoming better, but the other or the whole is reducing. You realize that? So we don't follow those principles, and then we do things just to selfishly become better. When we go that direction, as we are increasing, the whole of the body would be reducing, and hence we are also reducing. Yes, when you look at it that way, that is what it simply means. So when we begin to reason from the whole, from the wholeness of Ghana, we begin to do things that will improve the whole of Ghana. That is what it simply means. So if you are here for the first time, if you are here as a continuing student, we are all students, and in this school of life, we are all students. We will remain students for life. That is to say, at every stage we are still learning. In everything that comes our way, we are still learning. So if you are here, I will just give you the preamble that we know you as a Ghanaian. Whatever the case may be, we know you as a Ghanaian. And whatever the case may be also, the truth of you being a Ghanaian is within you. Our job here is to help you awaken to that truth within you. As simple as that. There will come that time that we all will come to the awareness of what we need to do to make the primary objective of we being here a possibility. As simple as that. I wish when a time is due for the very ones who are exiting the body, when the time is due for them to leave, in fact, I wish they had that little energy, the little strength to let us know what they have, the truth they have awakened to in the moment of their death. I wish they would have that strength to share with us the truth they awakened to in that moment of death. I wish they would have the strength to do that. Because when that moment of death is just staring at you, you begin to come to the awareness of that truth, that whatever that you had, whatever that you've put together, they were just there for you to use as a means to carry on with the primary objective. So if we are using Ghana as our reference point, the primary objective was or is to promote Ghana, to make the life of every single Ghanaian, as much as you can, better. Oh, I wish the very ones in the moment of death would have the strength to share with us as they were awakening to the truth before they were exiting. You see, we will all awaken to this truth. We will. But I pray yours wouldn't be your deathbed. And one thing that I have also come to realize, when I look at how we are doing things in this world, in this very intelligent universe, in this very, very creative universe that we are a part of, when I see and I watch and I observe how as human beings we do things trying to outwit the intelligence of this universe, or we try to outwit the creativity of this universe. Sometimes we do things thinking it can happen on the blind spot of this creative and intelligent universe. You see, it's like, when you go to a supermarket and you try to stand in a corner where you'll be able to steal something without being caught. Sometimes even as we try to do that, we because we don't know the setup of that place, there could be another camera elsewhere that is watching you. You see, I've seen videos of people standing in front of alcohol, just turning left and right, and then they try to stick the alcohol in their pants and what have you, thinking they are beating the system, right? And then not knowing wherever even they were standing, they were still being recorded, right? So sometimes we do our things in such a way that we can beat the intelligence that is running life. We can beat the creativity that is running life. We sometimes do that. Hey, my brother, no unit of life can beat life to its own principles and laws. I'll say it again. No unit of life can beat life to its own principles, laws, and regulations that governs itself. No single individual can do that. No, you can't do that. For you to beat life to its own intelligence means you are more intelligent than life itself. That is what it means. For you to think whatever that you are doing that is not in alignment with the basic principles of life, you think you can get away with it simply means you are bigger than the principles of life itself. That is what it simply means. And that is why there are some individuals on in the moment of their death, when they catch a glimpse of this truth, I would have wished they had that strength to be able to share with us what they are experiencing before they exit. I wish they could do that. So a songwriter once said, Obia ewan master. Everyone has their master. Everyone. Even Donald Trump has his master. Even Joe Biden, he has his master. Yes, everyone. Yes, including you. Everyone has their master. And if there wasn't any intelligence within life that corrects itself, that brings itself into balance, the way we would have done to this world, I bet you, even in the face of life having its own way of correcting itself, people are still doing it. So imagine if there was nothing like that. Imagine there was nothing like that. But hey, no one beats life itself to its own principles and laws. So, as I said, I hope we all get to that awakening. We all come to know the truth within us, that we are simply here in the context of what we do here. That is in the context of what we are doing on Bamaso. We are simply here to seek the betterment of Ghana. And when we talk of Ghana, it is not some part of Ghana, it is Ghana. It is Ghana. So whatever that we are doing, everything that stands in our way of we not being able to promote the more of Ghana, we take them away, and we do the very best of ourselves to make sure we reach out to as many people, as many units of Ghana, to make Ghana a very beautiful place. To this effect, I would humbly welcome you once again to Bamaso. And check a siena de mudon come why baabi a wo na wafidie no ɛda akwantufoɔ radio Abrapa radio na akwantufoɔ radio GH ɛnɛ ɛyɛ wukuda July da ɛtɔ so mmiɛnsa afempem mmienu ɛne aduonu ɛnnan ai no nai abapa ho sima aduasa mmiɛnsa saa mpɛmpɛnsuo yi a yɛdu yi deɛ bamaso yɛmɛma adwen kɛseɛ na yɛ adwuma na yɛnyane Ghana na ada ɛwɔ yɛ nyinaa yɛ mu no si yɛnyane Ghana na ada ɛwɔ yɛ mu na kyerɛ sɛ yɛnyane na yɛama Ghana na ɛwɔ yɛ mu no atumi ada ne ho adi ayɛ adwuma akyerɛ sɛ you yɛdɔ Ghana nnipa nkutu ane yɛpɛ ɛde ama wɔma Ghana sɛ de yɛyɛ a ɔbaatan biara ɛbɛpɛ sɛ ne ba waba asesa ne ba wago wayward no mmerɛ bi bɛso ama no aba fie no saa na ɔbaatan Ghana ɛnso hwehwɛ ama ne ba biara a ɔntumi nwene sɛ Ghana ni ɔbaatan Ghana wɔdɔ yɛ nyinaa sɛ de yɛtie biara ɔbaatan Ghana wɔdɔ yɛn sɛ yɛwura fi yɛn ho ana mpo yɛfom nneɛma as against sɛ yɛbɛma emua no nyinaa ɛnyɛ ahoɔden na yɛnko a yɛdwen sɛ yɛdi yɛnko a yɛdi yɛmfa wɔn a aka ho a wɔbaatan no wɔn deɛ wɔdɔw wɔdɔw na ɔbaatan biara ɛbɛpɛ sɛ ne ba sɛ wayera o so wayɛ dɛ yɛ ɔbɛba fie ɔbɛnyane na wahu ɛyɛ ɛnepa a wɔno wɔbaatan no wɔde adua saa ne ba nim so wahu si na teɛ sɛ asɔkye no ɛfiri ɛpo no mu na baayɛ deɛ a ɛneɛ na kyerɛ sɛ asɔkye no mmom na power ɛpo no na power asɔkye no into expression yɛnka ne saa nti asɔkye no ankasa deɛ nka wɔndi nyɛ hwee na mmom ɛpo no a wɔ power asɔkye no ɛna ma asɔkye no ɛyɛ deɛ wɔyɛ wɔte sɛ akɔ kasɛm nti nka ɛpo no ne hɔ no mu a ka asɔkye no hena obɛgyina right na life ɛsiane sɛ on the overall scale no life uses life to create itself and into no say every unit of life cannot be separate or cannot be separated from the wholeness of life itself and the whole powers units of itself. Likewise our source powers all units that have emerged of the source. Into Ɔbaatan Ghana, it is powering every single Ghanaian so that we will be able to express Ghana na ɛwɔ yɛn mu no na yɛtumi ama ɔman Ghana akɔ n'anim. Asɛm no nyinaa no it is yɛyera mpo a Ɔbaatan Ghana deɛ wayɛ sɛ ɔbaa de sɛfoɔ papa no. No matter how far we wander around, Ɔbaatan no hwehwɛ a sɛ yɛbɛba fie na yɛtumi abɛyɛ yɛ nneɛma sɛ Ghana ni. Perhaps ɛnɛ questions and answers yi sɛ yɛbusi yɛn ho sɛ yɛyɛ yɛn ho sɛ Ghanafoɔ a sɛ yɛdwene sɛ Ghanafoɔ when we are acting as Ghanaians a sɛn ane yɛsuban no ɛbɛyɔ sɛn ne yɛne yɛwɔ ɛbɛyɔ yɛmusi yɛn ho saa asɛm no ɛboa yɛn ɛma yɛtumi draw the boundaries within which we need to be able to operate. Sɛ o kasa sɛ Ghana ni a sɛn na wobɛkasa. Sɛ o kasa sɛ Ɔbaatan Ghana sɛn na wobɛkasa. Sɛ o dɔ te sɛ ɔman Ghana Ɔbaatan Ghana sɛn na wobɛdɔ ɔman Ghana. Yɛmusi yɛn ho saa asɛm no. It's an example, you know. Just like we were saying, you see, if we don't know what we are seeking, we wouldn't even plan how to be able to get there or how we'll be able to achieve what we are seeking. If we can't clearly define what we want, we will be just wandering around, not knowing even how to plot ourselves into getting to whatever that we are seeking. Enti yepese Ghana konanim. Sasem na search say. Aye. Enti yepese adwene say Ghana for. Sasem na search say. What is the definition of someone thinking as a Ghanaian? Or what is the definition of someone acting as a Ghanaian? By so doing, you bet me upload to your way. Near the course I'm pension. Eti mesaka biu. Dear oba time bia ehwehwe. E de ama ne ba wayera ene so obetimi abafie. Obafie na wabehunu se enema akese. Ana esan se wo firi mu e ba ye no. Mede adua wo mu. Enti se ohwe oba de se for ne papa ni case na papa ne de abofra no call ye no mpo no woro de di onima ne se ne bana yira wayira keke wayira na ne mpaya a wo ba ne se emre ne beso na sa abofra no wa ba fie enti so her story na emra abofra no ba fie no se ne pono ana okọ acte ye se arm robbery empo ana okọ acte yo se de yo wa ba fie papa ne age because even when the child felt lost to the father, there was no separation. And he obata Ghana they all ho and they say one day they will mema nenche one day yin nara yabe junu say Ghana for yabe niyama say Ghana for in this asem no emusia so obi ya niyama say Ghana ni a ede ne den ani behu obi dwene say Ghana ni a ede ene den ani behu e wo saa woni kro no e ho obanyansafo wode wobunu be na yenka na sem na enema bi mse ene da mentumi entie antena se entie dwumadi ni nyina enti eba ne saa me bomodin say I try to take a listen to some parts of dwumadi no after see ewie bibia no onso saa na onso betimatie bi e wo YouTube and I said Twitter X and I said Facebook so ya me de all the various handles no etudwa nti ewie dwumadi no kra na nese some party bi wo hono mo a wanti a you can go back and listen to it nti ya metie nti ene da I try to listen to dwumadi no akra once again na I observe something mse dan nyina me bahasi a ebia na mebusa no say dwene say Ghana for and I say we are using Ghana as our reference point in whatever that we do ebeme ya konkan pa ebeme ya konkan na mse the issue of the source of our wealth one way or the other came into the discussion ebi ka sa mejemfi okupie baby asamsafo ewe Miami ko ball e wo hono pa wona ne yire ball in the air ball in the air ma chese amanfo anu anyasem kitwa amanfo kanedin hey na ka kitwa mponi na wamso ka na kitwa no benyini ene obetum papa. Oh yes, a lot of people are expressing concern na ebi say sami dem video no ni abemu taxpayer sika bia ne nsɛm nti ono kra de o sanki jana asɛm akyi di kura asɛm na meka obi si yɛde Ghana ɛyɛ pomasi brɛ na Ghana na ɛwɔ yi mu no na ɛda ne ho adi ɛwɔ yɛn kasa yɛ mu a ka yɛbɛkɔ nkan bi yɛbɛkɔ nkan paa you see ɛnyɛ sɛ de mebusa na sika along the way no sɛ wo United Kingdom ha say you don't need to be in body politics before they try to keep an eye on the source of your wealth. You don't need to be in politics. You need not to be in public service before they will just have a look into how you make your money. No. You don't need to be. Until you may ask yourself, say, what are some of the possible reasons? I don't need to be I don't need to be in body politics here in the United Kingdom or wherever that you find yourself. And so the system wants to still be able to check how I make my money or the source of my wealth. The system wants to do that. Why? Meaning politics move, and so the system wants to do that. Now you see, and okay, say the very ones in our body politics, no, they do things gargantually. They do things gargantually, but it does not necessarily mean that that's the only corridors within which we need people to be able to account for their wealth. It doesn't mean that is the only place we would have to just get stuck trying to understand how people make their monies. You see, this is how it works. Sometimes I ask myself, how important is the past? How important is the past? Now, any say, so yes, I'm if you want to know, we need abem. Oh, I hope I can say we need abem. But what are we again in Yana? Or again in not necessarily see, this is not just to stick with Samidian fee alone. It is just for us to come to the awareness to say we have to be concerned about how every single Ghanaian is making their money. And he said, and then, you know, if your principles are in such a way, say you don't care anyhow, you would want to make money, you would want to simply make that money. I bet you if you move up the scale, that principle that made you to make money anyhow no can cause you to destroy our DNA in Ghana. It can cause you to do that. And see, we need to look at things on the greater side, and then we begin to address things in such a way, say we all will rise to the truth within us and do things to promote the whole of Ghana. And yes, you may not be a politician in an advanced country, but hey, when they begin to see certain things, and then when they look into and they find out, say, okay, fine, genuinely you are making your money, that's it, end of case. But hey, yenko him na enkoba say you are perhaps doing something that the law does not allow you to do. Right? And the laws does not allow us to do. They are not also right. And when they begin to see her, then they begin to do all those things. Mekai big man achibobo or say baby a friend of lifestyle audit. Lifestyle audit. Na say Abiba yamana boy lifestyle audit mu nkomo kakra. So if you say you are doing this, okay, you say this is the source of your income or the source of your wealth, and then we match it against your lifestyle. When we know, say, let's say you what the source of your wealth, you are indicating, say, this is how much you get. But when we do the lifestyle audit, we realize that there be with your lifestyle audit, the kind of life you lead, there is a shortfall if you are just to be dependent on the also baby unya usikana, right? Indeed, through the lifestyle audit, we want to be able to find out where you are able to fund some part of your lifestyle. So it could be from inheritance, it could be from gifts, among other things. That is what lifestyle audit is to establish. Now, when we do those things now, it helps us to establish a very decent society. It helps us to be able to build a society. And Koba say we are living. I say society no be a more. I say okay. The BCBNC there we can't predict. We can't be certain as to what may happen in the future. We can't do that. In fact, that society is very, very dangerous to live in. So, when we are able to establish and work within certain frameworks, a boy for us to be able to understand where some people or every unit is supporting and promoting life from that, being rewarded with financial rewards. A boy my itimi konkai. Now when we are talking about those things in a pet, now the political connotation about, and the very moment we bring in those elements, now I feel we shall see appointee can we. But if we are to talk about, say, okay, we should be concerned about how every single Ghanaian is making their wealth. See, if we are to be concerned about how every single Ghanaian is making their money, when we put it that way, oye train, oye adwa, oye wowo, oye nantwie within Ghana and Kwandia, it affects you. At the very moment we begin to put the political connotations to it, along the way, we will be locked out there. Enti obekwa akohwe no na ono hwehwe o push for to know, say, only crow we say no. Okay, let us come to understand baby the wealth every bano na onko hwe na ono so kra person katane de so ana say areas within ono ankasa just close to him ontimi en question ehode always enough political connotation and so ever. But when we make it as universal as it is, ubehunu say everyone setting, and we need to understand, we need to have a fair view as to how we are making our wealth. See, at Ghana, that is one of the things that we will be doing. And upon listening to it again, that is what came to mind as well. I feel in the latter part, me who said just before I came in, Bombardier did very well before he went, or Frey will be asking who be and fana word them. But hey, this is what I keep saying. you may just log on and then you may just leave your phone or your device elsewhere to carry on doing certain things. Overfree. And in that case, in the case of yesterday, Bombardier called everybody, and then no for Kwame Christ one why dance for or Freya will be on so or Freya will be on so just the very ones who were there by their devices no and that Wamuji swore. And when the very ones who were there finished with their voice no, and then he was running up no as you heard so utie kusi ewie dia who said Kwabna was say Bombardier wanye fair, right? But me na mintie just the time I know free will be our free Kwabna saying one so fana where them rano so hono what you may say oh any asama Kwabna kano no correct. But when you go back and you listen to Jumediana, you realize say what Fred will be including Kwabna himself. But when Kwabna uja the phone to an ass or call as I buy no now Bombardier airport no or accuse no say one your fair. You see where sometimes we try to just project our own shortfalls and then we try to make the other person look very bad. Anyway, that is also one thing that I observed yesterday. And then wukuda a questions and answers version of Bamaso. So Tiani said the doctors are in Roehampton. Nana. Yeah, no me drew who. Roehampton hodie. Yeah, no me drew ho. Said the doctors are in to Etiani Nana. As I already called Dr. Ebenizamo Fabuatin, continue to rise in power and Anketia. America for Germany for Ghana for United Kingdom for baby I would take beer, Saudi and Quadia and yet Papa Smiley Matanasi and Bombardier may not be able to join us. Say when Roma who said he's got a new engagement elsewhere and Tuesdays and Thursday ideally will be the days I and Sabekano so which is all in divine order. And on Wednesdays there is a greater likelihood say 6 o'clock or 6:15 I need to round up. And you point them kakra, quite unfortunate, but you point them kakra. And Shannon so Nemum if you sample pensu ya koi the questions and answers version of Bamaso. See, Akasi will be Junisa Ghana near Send and Nipanaba Juni Afa. So will be Yen and Yamasa Ghana near saying, I know Yen and Yama Efa. Yemusia Hosasem. Nansana Yabako a year Sam Safo Esono Joseph Hill. The Dodona in Nimsia friend of culture. A year the band that he belonged to, Joseph Hill, culture, Big Man Achibobo or Joseph Hill nyumpa na Joseph Hill ewo nyumba akubi or say be honest enyum ni be honest say ewa yes enyum ni Joseph Hill nyumno or say be honest na mepesi ebiti sa nyumno so na yeba asemisa mepesi yebusa ewo sa nyumno mo ya edebe yebusa enti Sam tweme ni enti nyumimra yeba Bamaso will certainly continue.
Want yourselves. All for the greedy and nothing for the needy, my brother. Yeah, please be honest to yourselves. Please be honest to yourself. Please be honest to yourself. Man, please be honest to yourself. No man is an island, no man stands alone. A king don't crown king in his country, but yet he has a throne. Let me tell you, please be honest to yourselves. Man, please be honest to yourselves. Brothers and sisters, please be honest to yourself. Man, oh man, please be honest to yourself. Let me tell you now, please be honest to yourself. Brothers and sisters, please be honest to yourself. Yes, please be honest to yourselves. Please be honest to yourself. When Mr. Tom gone to in bed, you are set up, looking around at what he's got, sneaking like bread a rat. And as him gone to in bed, here comes you with your big gun, and you bust off him door and you bust off him window, then you bust him a shot. That's not fair. Please be honest to yourselves. Please be honest to yourself. Brothers and sisters, please be honest to yourselves. Please be honest to yourselves. Every little thing you run down to the station, not telling the officers anything but really making public mischief. You know that lion story never runs straight. Three sides to lion story, your side and my side, and then the truth. Then please be honest to yourselves. Yes, please be honest to yourself. Brothers and sisters, please be honest to yourselves.
Please be honest to yourself. You, Joseph Hill, Anna Motin can also be honest to yourself. As I'm Cassia Pa, Anna Joseph, I can't no nimu. Na, yes, some say it has a lot of and some I can see or a numerous dear. But it's the question that I ask myself. Must you be honest to yourself, dear? They want to be honest to yourself as what? You are being honest to yourself as what? As what? You are being honest to yourself as what? Are you being honest to yourself as now they are share near queen? Eti say share the context of what we are doing here. To which self of us are we supposed to be honest about? Yanko ahomanes way na yema aranti pasam say why ready nkwa dia yema ne kwan na yemmon komo sam otimi kan bama so ma volume no nkosoro sisi akra sana ansana yakoyenim bama so sam
yeah otimi kan
ayeto nkan ne wo kasa na wo form why
Okay.
Aha.
Oh, that's all fun.
Afidi ye kakra, yenko ne hwe. Why? Bama so.
I drink here.
Na boko de.
Yes, I don't boko.
Good. Abusianfo nyina so, abusianfo ho ye.
Yes, I don't be out here.
Good. Now, yeah, a yana, ara na se di.
Oh, may I?
Hey, I know see the hen change room here.
I know, well, I know independent, by the way I view, I know you're more like, for me, the way I decided I need just common sense.
Okay.
So I can swing either way. I can go left or I can go right. Just depends on who is using common sense, what they're selling to you, which one makes common sense. Ultimately, may wait. Ultimately, far could be much me content. They say, Chinchina, as I say, me call R and I say, me call D. Me, I know a question in a friend. The whole face say, I dream out. Yeah, I mean, the whole face say, in kind of saying, makes sense to you, Ne, walk on. Yeah, I know.
I see. Let us say.
But most of the time, I know one they tend to go this side. Looking at the I can say for me, it's common sense.
Oh, okay. And you would just say I for more or less, yeah, no could decide long.
Yeah, for sure. I mean,
Sada would you know?
Just that I'm doing is what it has been proven over time.
Sa ene chichimu kakrame.
Even though some say, if so, for example, let's take Senator Sanders, for example. He's independent from Vermont, but the track record and some of his colleagues in the Senate and some of his colleagues in the Congress, if you look at their track record, they've always voted towards the D side. And in general, if you talk to people in the streets or based on multiple surveys they pull over the years, the I people, they always tends to agree with the D issues, like, D's fighting for, abortion, gay and lesbian rights, whatever, human rights. I tends to agree on those issues just as the D people agrees on those issues. So even though they say they're it's almost independent, at the end of the day, they still vote Democratic. But when it comes down to it, we expect them to be, when it comes down to it now, I will expect them to be more like me, use common sense. That's so.
I see. Interesting analysis.
Plus, I guess one of the biggest things is for somebody like an I, I don't get to decide who the D or the R brings to the general election. Like when they're doing the primary elections and they're choosing their candidates, I don't get to be a part of it. So when they so in this case, why they have Joe and Trump, I didn't get to decide who they brought. I'm presented with the two, and I get to decide now who makes sense, who is using common sense, who's aligns with the issues. So I guess that's how you look at it.
Interesting. You, thank you very much for letting us know. So also onye D and now onye R, nemum oye I. Say premier van to boss kitu ebiemu, right? Now
exactly.
You unim baby Sam. No kwasem any say yenyina no we are within a box, but obia in the size of the box, right? Obia in the size of the box. Enti wo no mpese ya do beto boss kitu emu. So obepese ya do beto boss kese pa na ewo mu no. And then you'll be able to go everywhere you deem appropriate at a particular point in time. Yes, Anette.
Exactly. That yeah, that is the best way to look at it. That is the best way to look at it because me and PK party over the country and as me and PK an individual over the country. So I've put myself in a situation where, like you said, I'm in the middle field, the bigger field area, and I get to decide which way I want to go because, I mean, the truth is whether you're a D or R, you can always go to the other side if you choose to. But most of the time, it doesn't play out that way. People always, whether we like it or not, which is what we're experiencing right now in our country. Even if they don't make sense or even if they're just throwing dirt on the people's eye, people still tend to stick with the party. Like I said, what don't want to share box get away, and you cannot really. I think we discussed this before. I forgot what the topic was like, but we talk about it. Yeah.
And okay, say we be here. Every now and then, no, we teach the same principles, but from diverse angles. Said the beya, Ibinya, and Tiasiana, was yenya, the principle, no. Now, okay, yeah, we may have spoken about it from another angle, but hey, it's the same principles that keeps running the same universe now. And I just added it.
Exactly.
The principles that were running the universe in the time of our forefathers, no, is it not the same principles that are running the universe as we speak now?
I couldn't agree with you more. And the only difference is that nowadays, we've complicated so much, and versus maybe our forefathers, they had it so simple. They made it so simple. They break it down, and like I've always said, stick to the basics. And that's where we are right now, because these days we are complicating it so much. The same principle they used way back when, way before you and I, it's the same principle they're using now, but it's just that these days it's been complicated. So it makes it seems like it's so crazy or it's something big, but it's the same strength. We need to go back to the basics, sticking to the basics and just doing the simple thing. Why do we think that God gave us only 10 commandments? I don't know why my hand 50 and I say 100 commandments. He made it simple so we can stick to it easily and just cruise and everything, and just have it on cruise control and everything will be just fine. But unfortunately, these days it has been complicated, and if you think about it, it's as if they've complicated it on purpose. So they can use it to their advantage. And I guess the question becomes, who is they? Right? That I can't answer.
I'll say this is where I'll just go back a little bit and ask you. I spoke about the fact that sometimes say obi a shop next or person or bokro no na or person or locate baby CCTV cameras in the one. So the beya obi kwa kujina baby camera no ntimi en capture no. Na ohwe videos ni bia o badwin nipa na badwin say baby a ojina, there was no camera capturing him, and so obi hu ana ade na camera no ache no na afi they know or set it out to do no when timi an complete no said the nanka wo si epeno na see mpanyufo bu baby wo say unim opatwa unim opa entonse wase what is happening da what sabe no o ti say
I guess in the simplest way, you cannot, let's put it this way, you think you're so smart, but the truth of the matter is you cannot outsmart the system. Let's put it in the simplest one. That's how.
Okay, all right. I think it's when your principle or the basic principle is you cannot outsmart the source.
Yeah.
So you cannot outsmart the source.
Yep.
Sana de ne tie. Eti said ye bo hu nkomoi. Oh. Sometimes non say ohwe niam bi a ye na akoye say yenso yakoye say enkrofo bi a yakọ shop a yenso ye pese ye biti system no e wo shop onom na ye fa bibi wo shop no mu abra obi a enhuye. So now okay, some of the things that we do in this world that say idea enka ye bitimi a biti the intelligence that is running the world on its own say enka we are say by now, right?
Yeah.
Oh, of course, because we do certain things and in our thinking, no, I don't know, yeah, na if you are doing say your BT system, no, but
And
oh,
you know, not to cut you off, but it's like I'm glad you mentioned that because it's something that I often tell like my daughter when we're talking, like, and my wife, like I always make that point that God is not going to destroy this world. You know, obviously I just say it. I don't know for sure, but I say it and then I'll tell them, do you know what's going to destroy this world? It's we mankind are going to destroy this world because we think we're thinking that we're too smart to understand that we're even trying to create human beings, you know, and we are doing it. We don't realize what we're doing, but in the long run, it's everything that we're doing that is going to end up destroying this world, you know, the things we're building, going into Mars. I mean, these are all great things, but at the end of the day, it's like you're saying, we think we're smarter than the source. And so we keep going and going and keep challenging the source. And in the long run, that is going to be the very thing that is probably going to bring our end on this planet, if that makes sense.
It certainly does. So, Niema, Daniel Ruffy said, the baby no, and yadia, ye bit me outsmart source no. Na, said me the primary purpose, and I say, primary reason for being around here. If you are a Ghanaian, right, your primary concern should be ways with which you'll be able to improve Ghana. And I would say, yes, I know, say,
yeah, and that is what it should be. And, you know, like you were asking the question, if you're a Ghanaian, how do you, I guess you say, how do you think as a Ghanaian?
That's
How
right.
do you act as a Ghanaian, you know? And you've always said it, you keep on saying it, and you said it today as well. We should be a part of the whole and not just individual. Like we should be a part of the whole thing called Ghana and not just our individual self, you know. But for some reason, we seem to forget that. And like I've always said, to take care of everybody, to be a part of the whole, no? We as individuals, we need to do the work on ourselves first. Once we take care of ourselves first, then we can be a part of the whole and help create and help better the whole. But here is a situation that I feel like, you know, a lot of people haven't done the work on themselves. And as far as that work goes, it's something that is ongoing. You can never finish. You can never finish working on yourself. It's something that you have to keep working on day in, day out. And when you take care of yourself first, then you can be a part of the whole system and make it better. And to think as a Ghanaian, yesterday I was listening, and I'm glad you kind of touched on it again today as well. You know, it was this whole debate about these leaders and their assets or whatever. And I had actually made notes from last 2 weeks Friday, when we were discussing, I think it's known for Bodine Ekasa, and then he asked the question about the asset of the leader. And I think you proposed the question before you also left. You said something is, if somebody wants to come into the public domain, should they disclose their asset? And And Dranamiti, and I think say, I could see yesterday, Nanasika, and they were going back and forth with the argument, and he even came in. And it was kind of like, let's say, it's kind of sad or maybe disturbing or alarming that we, the ones that have traveled abroad, that we've come to developed countries for what it's worth, and and for what it's worth, we should know better. Yet, some way, somehow, we try to justify things that we both know that it shouldn't be. Like this whole topic about asset of the leaders, and first of all, like you made the point yesterday, every person in this country, every person in developed countries, well, let me just say America, because this is where I live and I can speak to it. They track everybody's income. Only when you do on McDonald's, the IRS track your income. They know to the penny how much you make. Hence, when cotton, just drugs and 5 drugs to kakeke and my system, which is why when people do drugs, they always end up spending the money in nightclubs and whatever. It doesn't even matter. But that's just sidebar. So they track everybody's system. They track everybody's income. We know this. We know better. And if we are trying to build Ghana, we should know, and we should all be agreeing that this is what we should do for the country, Ghana. We should be tracking everybody's income. You know what? It's funny because coincidentally, that 2 weeks Friday, and when I went home, my wife was on the laptop. She was doing some work, and I asked her what she was doing. And I think I told you before, my wife works for the state of Florida, so she's in the public domain. And I was like, what are you doing, honey? And she goes on to tell me, oh, I'm filling out this form for the Florida bar. I'll be like, what do you mean? She has to report to the Florida bar all her asset, all her whatever she has to report everything to the Florida bar every single year. And me being the husband, obviously I'm not reporting my stuff to the bar, but the IRS track me as well, so they know. And on top of that, as a public worker for the state of Florida, you can go online right now and look her up, and you can see exactly how much she makes a year. So therefore, if you see her tomorrow driving a Corvette or driving a Porsche, simple. You don't even need to go and go to it. You just put A and B together. You go and you see how much she makes, and she's driving a car that is worth like 200,000. It's a red flag right off the bat. The IRS already tracked me. They know how much I make. The IRS already track her. They know how much she makes. And the Florida bar tracks her. They know how much she makes. And she reports to them every single year. So it's out there as a public worker, it's out there for anybody who wants to go and view her salary. And this is how we go forward. This is what we do to go forward. So to answer your question, if somebody is coming into the public domain, this should be it's something that we should have put in place a long time ago. Since you'll be about buying then within 2, 3, 4, 5 years, not almost see like a big house. It's like, where did the money come from? How much do you make a year? These are things that should be out there for everybody to see. It shouldn't even be a question. But yesterday, it was very sad that some people were trying to defend it or were trying to find ways to justify it, talking about the wife is not a public worker or this. Well, the wife is not, but you being in a developed country, every person's income is tracked. So why don't you just argue that, hey, agree with everybody and, say, let's track everybody's income, as opposed to turning an eye and acting like it's okay, If we keep on moving like this, and if we keep on moving like this, clearly we're not thinking as Ghanaian. And this reminds me of the song that we used to sing. So my baby, so my baby. It was my name, really. I think we just sang those songs just to sing it, but we didn't think about the lyrics. So lately, when I sing it in my head to the part that I know, It's like, so maybe, yeah, if yeah, it's the things that we do. It's nobody else. So if we're gonna sit here and put ourselves in a little box and try to turn an eye, even though we know it's wrong, well, asem sebe Ghana man TV.
I think you've also addressed it very well. Say, your castle will be Guinea Ghana near saying a word when you are acting as a Ghanaian. What fuels your action? Na ebiana also ode abetosono. If we were to begin to reason in line of we being Ghanaians, and we should be concerned about how every single Ghanaian is making their welfare. Every single Ghanaian includes everybody. It certainly includes the politicians, it includes the non-politicians. But them say more or less, because of the partisan politics, we tend to think it's only the politician perhaps we should be concerned about how they make their money. That is how we look at things. We can't go forward. We can go. Anna we are near if you say the politicians, it is not the non-politicians who give them the money, and then they go about getting the chance to do whatever they are able to do behind the scene as non-politicians. But what did the American say? The only politician now, dream say no the private man in tax no. No edisikana komasa politician na. Wa make sika in a particular way. And no sometimes they cannot bring it to the public domain because any legal. To wash the money no wa mutimi de sika no koma politician no. So na no politician ni mum dia ye ne campaign. Na wo wia no I wash they find a way to wash the money. Let us say no politician na awi ni no. Na was so finding way bi emma wono na o man sika no contract bi so that obenya ne sika. Enti no or the sika fin no I wash it.
It's we have a long way to go.
Of course.
It's like we need to stop these things. We need to stop putting ourselves in these boxes. We need to stop, like you said, we need to think like Ghanaians, and that means thinking Ghana first, like whatever the case may be. If you see that it's not good, it doesn't matter who it is. Call it out as it is, Stop turning, and that's another thing, like, what kind of childish way, like, on my affair, we see so like you going forward, and you also say, how do you act as a Ghanaian? We have to be willing to make these sacrifices. We have to be that means, when I say sacrifices, means speak out. When you say something is wrong, speak out against it. When you are out there, and whatever the case may be, if your brother or your mom or whatever the case may be, somebody's doing what's not right, call them out, and until we start thinking like Ghanaians and start acting like ones, which means thinking Ghana first in all situations, we'll be going in this direction for a very long time.
Sam, thank you very much for that. Now, just a touch on the last question that I asked. Culture and your mommy boy, also be honest to yourself, right? And no, be honest to yourself as what?
Be honest to yourself.
As what? Be honest to yourself as what?
Be honest to yourself be honest to yourself as an individual, be honest to yourself as a person. And that's what I started with by saying that you have to do the work individually first before you can be a part of the whole. So being honest, just be honest to yourself as a person.
Mhm.
Wow, that platform way so na say be defending and yama be via na say oko fear and it's a oko fear it's oko jina ahwehwe ni nim say oko we ni mu a one kasa how do you feel? Do you think back and say wow nyama me call akwantifo radio so and I me could defend it? Was it really worth it? Just be honest to yourself as an individual. Be honest to yourself as a person, as somebody of of a society. Just be honest to your human, and that is the little
Okay.
It's okay. Count it's all quiet. Pause in the mirror for a second and look at yourself in the mirror and ask yourself, was I honest to myself?
Okay.
Whatever answer comes out of that, that's up to you.
Up to you. Okay. Now, Mami Musa, will you quickly? Now, if I'm being honest to myself as a Ghanaian, and I'm being honest to myself as a member of a political party, is it necessarily the same thing?
As a Ghanaian and as a political party?
That's right. And Tiaman say, I'm being honest to myself as a Ghanaian, right? And I'm being honest to myself as a member of a certain political party. Is it the same thing?
No, it can't. It's not the same thing, and it cannot be the same. And that's where we are. That's where we are right now with everything that's going on. Because people think they are being honest to themselves as a Ghanaian, but in truly they're being honest to themselves as a political member. Because they come here and they know very well what they're saying is not true, or they know very well there's something wrong with what is happening, and yet they stand and defend it. They will swear up and down, they will find any means to defend it. So it's never going to be the same. You're either going to be honest to yourself as a Ghanaian, or you're honest to yourself as a political member. Choose one.
Choose one.
It must always be Ghana first. It must always be
Ghana first.
And if you want to put Ghana first, trust me, we will get this thing moving and we can get it done.
Thank you, Sam Safo Anna Montene Kano. Said when you are missing that your brain is it's young queen right away to board chairman. The board chairman I already said on also back Emma board chairman Mra. We are my call for wedding abna as the board chairman. Say what time can I ready there or you two when I mean who say I ready. Nekabi ne board chairman Kabi. Yes, idea. Mame ko ofa bodi eso ofa bodi se wote me kan bama so bocha na
ade wo ka wo to go kra na ko bi ade opo ko pentamu ana
ene de me pon ko pentamu ene no am say akra chain ni ho bombarding ni ho intino around 6:16 now say me round up na before intino say that is the reason why the conco air pentem but anyway acho say what in common kakra be boa
me bati yinia
Sam
mo wakasa be mem na sometimes many be ho no a ya hwene ni because we join a political party na indi no kre at the end of the day no ya so na ye bre
someone na mobile
ya someone ya ni bre in the end. Because there are people who will not tell the truth. I didn't say but then people are feeling the pinch. Say exchange rate in a ritual a year. Why is it say akoswa na enkofu bebre aka ekwan ebefa so a yebetumi amaye exchange rate ni gina enso akwakoye se omo ayedi eyinim no omo bubu nwe bi egu omo aso enso ye ba ye se economic guru. You bet me actually see the national bottom. And you have people on this platform who will come and defend this stupid nonsense. Yenim dear high. And so we are refusing. I will say, Sabuana, I are not in the church and Namutum no fee say what dodgeno. One way or the other, we all face the consequences together. Maybe because me accept the truth of it no. Ashemi Mr. Pomunsu. But when you have been in denial, you are going to feel the pinch. I tell you, and it shall visit everybody. Oh, I say, in Senibi or Honmua, because of a political party. Both political parties, ABBD, so 16 years each. Let us go back and assess their performances. And so we have people who are defending them, people who are clapping for the other one to come in, and then the other one to continue the so-called 8 years na the amount. We need to be very, very careful as Ghanaians. We need to be honest with ourselves. Let's call a spade a spade. The fact is that we support two political parties doesn't mean say you cannot call them out when they do things badly. You will do so how? Do you know how many companies are as a result of South Doom so you're back a cray egu Ghana? The chickens are coming home to roost, and when they do come, we shall see. Papa.
Bachama, thank you very much. Thank you. Na ansa na odo kono. Ma mintie won so de. Said Joseph Hill, I can't on you no be honest to yourself. Na ote say Sam Safo Ekabi. Be honest to yourself as what? Be honest to yourself as what? Kakitwebu honi anko.
Honest to yourself first and foremost as a Ghanaian, because political party need a dumb. I say, Papa said we busi nini when you cry away a day.
Busi nini.
I will support Liverpool. No say Liverpool. Yeah, I said to me, well, how many teams now support? Personal support to Portsmouth for me.
Oh, my son, maybe can support us na grapping.
You know, bet me as some more. But over to me as a say we are Ghanaian.
There be any mean
which dual nationality or which in your nationality crana, it runs through you. It's in your DNA. Into your first point of call is making sure that the right things are done in Ghana. Are the right things being done in Ghana? Are the right things being done in Ghana? Obi could join a party, a man of cabinet position, and now MP. They amass so much wealth. Well, they are and nobody. There were institutions to look at these people. But rather they go for the innocent, low-level people near chase one. You make your tax way, and then they leave the so-called political elite. They can do whatever they like. Say Ghana a business. Would you run it this way? That's a question I want to ask everybody on this platform. Say Ghana a business. Wo running is say the MPP NDC about running Ghana na.
What's the more day? Now me they call from kakra on say we let's try and put a certain picture to what someone okay. So enti wo ye businessman ana Ghana your business. Ana wafa will be ewo adwumanim. Na ofa nipa no ewo adwumanim no wonim say nipa ya mafa no adwumanim. This is how much I am paying that person. Na over a short period of time no behunu say sika a wode ama nipa no wode tua no bosumi bia no the lifestyle bia or exhibit no e bro sa sika na wo ankasa wonim se sika sei ana mede tua emasa nipa no will it be a concern to you say oh okay oh me dey say oba oye na adwuma me tua ne ka ntino onko so nya de wo ye bia ana say obadwene ho aye a few other checks and balances be ohun dey me chon ene one thing now oh yeah businessman Ghana eye business right every now and then no na o manager aba catch us say adwuma no nko you nti yenkopa bosia baby na yemfa nhyemu na adwuma no yentimi ntoaso mi ho alo wote hono mo awusi say de bia yakoji sika iba so adwuma de nka mi hu yenki yakoji sika ba akoba de ba ye no it should serve as a seed for it to grow so that we will be able to continue and not be going out there to get more money to do the same things that the previous one we should have been able to use it, and then it grows for us to be able to do more. Said the board chairman able say Ghana a business say ana be running on. Board chairman, send one me boy. No. Okay, thank you very much.
Why you say me AI? Oh.
That's right. Now me the story na bo ho for me akoye no. Watch man. Thank you so much. Na yenko ofa body. Ese na ofa body sim kabi. To ofa body uti nka ba maso. Over pass baton. Okay. Ene ma me kwa abena so owia ma ba kwa abena so na tese me wia eno no na ye pon ano enti oba abena se otime nka ba maso
adwen kese
na impom tize me oba hema
mboko na oso
nyamiado na mihu obosomfo Sunday mo flyer beam say that was then I realized say so the udi che me boa na me
yana
say akra che na yi nyina enim no wa ha prince
prince ya my cousin
na o your cousin a wo chen na say wo no chen wo
prince ya my chiriba me
hey and abna hu of a pow and I say what your poster na was a sound
AI
watch out I saw to you say AI I don't know. AI, Matthias, AI, I said, those channels, what show who see ye, papa.
Oh, me that's
what who see ye, cause why any Samaya, what you, and questions and answers. Na ya kan sem bebre e brand di swa etinya dia e bit masa wo questions ni nyina so but a few of the questions that were posed ya the Joseph Hill culture na nwum bia watu din be honest e kan sem na ebusa say be honest to yourself as what na board chairman so e kasa just before me ba osu you know ono so dia sembe tu mu say nka wo ye businessman ana Ghana ye wo business a said ye si run ni sa na nka wo be run no ana so na den city no and one other thing bia na ye ka ho asem which also Sam e ka ho asem pa we being concerned for the source of income of every person in our country Ghana. Say more or less na akwa say ya dwen say obi ni political space na any kwan say we ya umta aka ne say yɛmfa taxpayer sika nkɔmaa no enti ni kwan sɛ yɛ ha yɛn ho among other things sɛ nipa wei himfa no ɔnya ne sika among yɛmfa taxpayer sika nkɔmaa no. Meanwhile, we live in advanced countries where they are so much concerned about how we make our monies here and there. The other question was, why is it so? Why in advanced countries, no team who say they are concerned about how their citizens make their money? Not just the politicians, but everyone, every citizen, how he or she makes their money. What is the science behind the system being concerned as to how the citizens are making their money? Abna, boy and kakra.
Yo, let's start it from being honest, I'll say to be honest with yourself as an individual. If you are able to do that, or thinking with your objective, into bibinya uhusenye, irrespective of wherever you are. So why into me and deep? Because if you stand in front of a mirror, you don't see anybody than yourself. It is a to me and the show I dream will say, Ade no enya. And most of the time you have a peace of mind. We are honest with yourself. I be who say name be. You cannot be honest when you are a Ghanaian about yourself. One kasa ni peduano. I am pimpino say one yes I no na wuti mi hu so what be bi ma enye so say one kasa so nim say enyu. It is a way nipa what is there. Well, in our community, I may be wrong, but most people don't like people like that. I didn't know any. So video kasa boom boom, video you straightforward, and now you straightforward cry. You at times must be rude. Sometimes it's just honest, I say has alluded all of us to be from where we are. Most of us. Let me say it that way. Number 2. Obusa question be so run Ghana no as a personal business. I don't know anybody who will do that. Any rational being will not do that. Because in order for you to start a business, you have to invest in it. It can be from a loan or your hard-earned money that you have done somewhere. And what's me a savior at me and they start a baby. See, by that extension, on Tanaho be near with Juma Basabasao. On Yenesa, but me apply these things, what is going on in our life. Say, Uwe Juma Kabe and say, Uwe Juma, Ube Toka Mobi, no man allowance, or Fanga garden boy, driver, the obeshe, the eyesight, the say, now Uwa Jumani or the no say, now. When free you all these conditions, wait me half for day. But in ye sika, your money a Japanese sika na could be Uncle bin sema, ya to about mom. Some of me boo bino. And no more ye dear woman pay. Oko Kaswa, yes, hey, you are not there. Don't know what you're talking about. But we all see what is going on. They say they may be kind, within a minute, nipa ba memu anane sebre asesa ade ede adwuma ne pakro no ye si twia woka kora na usika twia woka na aban ne ba wa enye hu living na wo living no let's be honest. Politicians twia mo kase ye twia nipa ne ko na minister of state ya man house ya man 2 cars ya man driver inti akatwia no de ede in United advanced country, and you say you can be a CEO, whatever have you. I don't know any of us here, but a Juma away and me de back more money. Each year can about talk. And even Kurano say each year car. Ushe will seek her, what it or bills or rent any other things if you man. And no be determined. Baby Kura better. At Mizuko house, I show income bracket. Car or koto, you show income bracket. All these things, why did even apartment to rent here? You show income. All these things, will let you know, say, hey, we're higher middle class for a higher upper class. Even their location. It's a wound drew level now. I mean, also with 1 million house, whereby your entire money for the whole year is 100,000. It's I mean, personally, I don't know. Sometimes usually maybe I want to say, no, want to say now, Okasa, now Uncle Casa Nisui. Now, be a bass or no be Casa, so we say, and Pennyphone Papa, because they know how to help our city currency. These two political parties, 16 years each, you won't be able to be a day. Me they say, Okasa, if I think you objectively, others will not, because it's their political party in power and it's their political party who is coming on, trying to gain power. But say, who assess these two people? Now you're objective. Now you're honest to yourself. But who say it is nothing to write home about. It's a time that we have to vote. Give other people's chance. It's not just these two people. And no more on beating the woman. As long as the person is a Ghanaian and what exhibit is will beat me. Let's try to give people a chance. I will say it and I'll say it here again. You compare Juma, you share your resume or CV, you share your background. Yeah, I say Juma no beat me, you share your experience. In think of four mabasum pisum di name. Because you say we are in a crossroads or Ghana, say. And name am winding. You bedi anima, and name or dear go up no sooner. Yen she, near interrogating Kofono. Near find out to say, a day I will mocking. The week and the week. The henna in the practical sense of the word practical, I be born mine. It is not about political party. Because you're talking about Mahama. And by can't just say NDC president, say Senator Mahama, not your president, individuals. But they are using the channel of party. But you're talking about my individuals, you're interrogating this individual, their honesty is crucial here. Their capability is crucial here. Even the way they think, the way they talk. Are they corrupt? All these things, they say, but yet they, hey, before, hey, and this before, I'm not going to drink him. You be a buyer. Would your papa smiley Google it? Last year alone, money from diaspora and they call Ghana. What's your crying? You could tell mine. So you can say, and at the BIA, we have been taken advantage of. We even send money more than Nigerians. You know the population of Nigeria? Lagos is almost the population of Ghana. Lagos, and so the entire Nigerians, they call Nigeria for 2023. Ghana for BT. As you can say, I'm saying, and to me, says, oh, you know who you Obi ba musi dum so. Musumi ya musi dum CSD. Na muni nyina de on de se mu dum ye. Na minya be me bi kai no. Companies are affecting no mu hu ye de. Na mu adwuma no ma adile be bia. De ngofo so abre wo mani anya so amu say no. Wo say yes am 8 years to come and do what, to come and further put that in the dish or what? I don't understand. What have you put in place? I be my adwene who said the next 8 years said the mama mine be tumpon and no man be kwachiri. President Mahama ba ye no so do ye na Ghana focus na adwuma so ni na kwa dey correction wakoye a ba opeso obese obe ba no be to our mind so say ni yi mu say anya ni yi mu. In fact, as if and I have taken the whole people in the country, both diasporans, no more moving around from say from how can we let few people? Now me adhere back where me our government, Ghana government, both NPP and NDC. Even when they give position to people who are not deserving, they have no knowledge. They don't even train them. But they are just, I don't want to use the word. No kuntai no mudi sika. Meanwhile, we may have people or what be a NDC, MPP was swing. Obiti Jumano. I have said it here, in my constituency. At the time, Anna Mahama also. The DC did a very good job. I give him credit. But Mahama freeze you move your MPP nearby. Why he be crowd. But if you can maintain ni pakrona, obey Jumano. It's me, Mrs. Amentiasia. Inti say, Mr. Chiramat. Things over not pay unified government to be said be more my dream with that won't be my age from both end and any citizen of bit my musiboy and pen because Mudam says Sikana Mobile Namudi. Both of them. Oh, Junior, who I want to say.
You have not with your Mr. Jennifer, not to mammy. Then can me show me a very certain senka and real honoma if you ever bon come up and with you for just a minute, never round up, mamma, and I'm cockabin. So why?
You me the make and say, Yemwa in your more mufino. No more to aba or mama or my dream now. No more to abandon this time around no in your party politics. And to abandon many panae de nituna. A big who say, baby, as he say, Yedruno. And near my bitty masses are now about bitty masses am I. Yenshe, Yenfa, all three gentlemen, no, in group no so near choppy woman left and right. So if you say Mahama na yema na abeto amana tomano on the merit is on him so bit my man. Say about me so a tomano so with him say lunch and matin so a tomano. So why dream no sa na beboa. Now be honest with yourself for pa. Toma de one kasa ufu say we honest do. Because obi o hunja obi en wo hu se ja ho de ne sabuka ko sheja nim. Nti ade a enye no na enye wo ye hu hwea enye yi. And that's it.
Thank you very much, Abna. Say, as I recap to the questions, Amame, be honest to yourself. Now, if you are being honest to yourself, you are being honest to yourself as what? As what? That's the question. As what? Now, watch a man so as my Obusaye, Senka, we a businessman, and a Ghana, you business. Said the AC Sa anankabe ranana. My uncle Kwabna, Melchizedek is way. Na Kwabna, and so enkabi ene. Kwabna, Bamaso.
Papa, I drink you na Bibia Boko dear.
Oh, Bibia Boko pa. And my friend what to say.
Hoye, and no account be Nanka may be by some account tea. Messa to us. Nanka Messama Pong. But as a mark, I say my body if it and good low. Messa will be account because of some account tea.
And you whoop. I mean, Yaka, Macassa, you will watch it.
No, papa. Bible, Naka, Bible, no. I go to book, no. I say, inquire, I see so. Na yanko, then Yasha, I see so, Menya. You come in your menya, just young for the social China for. There be a China for a boat, you as a phone in Abyssinia. There's a Bible, much of no correct. So, a year. Menya, Bible now. And no create me the income more ever. So, the Bible must
Miss Rowe, Boamaka Crow. And China almost does something on with Timbo Yasin and Almosiana, and I said, the
Bible in the air, Juma. So, young one just
me was I say, is it because of their numbers? Ain't no Mutimbo Yasin and Almosia, and I said, before for a Kahuntra.
I said, yeah, say, if you don't do no bar, and as I found so do on a bar, so. Tino bit me at the sun here.
Yeah, fan Nigeria, young fatter. Nigeria would also home. Young queen, you want in your mom. Be honest to yourself as what? As what? Yes.
Questions, no. Nina more de papa. Question more da hot. Now, sir, you soon be in a be about we super hana, we super hana, we super hana. Ane ni pekubi na usuma so we face o no o ho ato wa hu nyema a bi esesa nyema ne sesa so hu ni nyina awi a ne we cause bi abuza se ti ne kura ne se papa kai se onipa bi a o ma ban mu da oni bi politics kura mi da fe na o ben ho e na nko kopa MP adi papa so kai wa onyenko no so hu ekatwitwiri di obo e kura stella wan wi no kai so kai ho no so hu
that's right.
One was be a busa and say, a cana or boy, and unya scan he. ana kana boy na kwan be na abefa so a obinya usika no back na ze o se musa sa question ni nyina o papa o se o nipa bebre o Ghana o timi ton mo japade o so mo de politics mu ebi on be ko no enye yi da no mo de o mu hia ne o ma bebrese no mo de akowum minim se nkofo no bebre bayi musa o mo se sa mo ko san pempe so na obi ya musa o mo se adentina ebi akoyi se na se ska no de den ne koye ko hye we don't ask those questions so bana de bia mo se bia ne ono koye no bi okoye successful no pena na etaka na nipa yusu e wo dem na bi MP fo ya o mo tewe bia be se MP no papa ebi no mo timi tu o mo prum ko hye mpaase because e be dan o mo ka so ba obi enim na ni nyina ne krakra ne nyina ne se papa eye Ghana fo na esi yusu ama o se o mabra bo mu nko ye se o mo kire o nti ke bia nko o mo sesa o madwen ebi se fa ko chada ho obi se fa ko abi a usisemu na ebeboa so ba ni no no wo mani mo koto abana wo usuma no o so wo mpe ti obe ne den o de na obeye no de na obeye no ye de emra abu ase se ekwan e fa so enfanto aba se soja ban wo hono ma se de esi e fa so bu no se democracy ade e se kone ko kire wadwen se de wo face wo abra bomu etie no ko gina so ne fa ko kire wadwen wo ho papa se Ghana ni kono se bia mahama nye ona mepe no a me ya na oka so se usu ba omi anye Ghana ni no ho se na ope no a me de me nsem na me oka ana o se ala njire matin no pa e de na me oka ye de mra basi nyina yi ni so we ni emfa mu man nti papa o de asem ka ye emfa America kra nya example se de pa mi no mu ho nyina obi aso obi anye o hwe Joe Biden a je se on ye nke wiase ba bi kra na nke o je se ko gina bato bra oye presidential candidate ojina ho yes Trump nye oyi racist why is oho ade na bi enya ada people nso ma say microphone mi enu omu hu ni nyina na omo nye ebi a Joe se on o hwe ne ma Trump ko na petrol ni eto no be $1 ni change they say $4 ni ade so ebi ase be obi a ho kire no aso ye nya ni pe foforo ya so omo ba say da bi nkrofo omo nye honest omo ni no kre ma omo ho de no di pa foforo bi ba no ma ba be ye no ma je omo na si ho okoye ho no ma inipa omo de omo hu agire se de abena e be kan ze si ya no Ghana fo na betimi a kire o se bi e me hwe me situation me hwe ma ho kire na me ne ma e bi an face NDC na betimi aboa me obi sa de nti na so NDC na betimi aboa me nti ase ebi o se MPP for the betting abo ame o se da bi me ntiase da bi on tiase ai no de be na obey ni obey ya se oba akoto so ko gina so no akoto wa ba ma oni pa vezo betting ai ti e kenkan ma ni nyina na se we na betting abo ana ne wan ko bi na betting abo na agbo de o man ne man na betting ai yi de a ye de ama no ye nyina akotena so ne ya se mro e se obi bi constitution ya of kwa me so ne o mo nya adwe no ene ne esi ye nyina so ne mfanto aba tie ko gina sa de no so ne de koto aba na Ghana ni no wo man ni mu no enye Ghana ni ebi oti ba bi obi oni vote no ni ono ti man ni ma Yesu ama no no o se we na ono no na ni ju zo beti ya ba na bra ba sesa obi o se kum me ntiase on tiase sen on tiase a option yo wa na se bi a papa wo be boa ho no wa pitu na de akoji man se de bi a papa yo Burkina Faso yi o daji na wo de akọ direction ya wo pe apart from that no papa nyina ne se nyina de bia de adwenkyire ne kasa ne de nyina ne bia de tenetire ne man kakran class agba akosi mpempenso a ye pe no se sei na ye pe so man ne kono na papa o man na ho no so nipa na ye nyina ye ho papa onim obi o platforms nipa dodo no ebi o mutimi buo nipa wo fie no betimi a chese bia o pese o buo nipa bi wo kwan bi so wa mo se bia we na betimi aboa o onipa de bi on pesa direction no ono po nwa ne de papa de be na be no nipa ye mo no bede obenden ti ebe koso agusu akasa ne akire Ghana bon bia so obi wa face se de abna ka officer ala nkire Martin betimi aboa na wa champion baby obe wo no se bia we ne betimi aboa na bia de bia obi wa so MPP ne NDC o mo se o man nti MPP ne NDC for ne se o man na wo wadwen kire ne sen why ne betimi aboa ma o man na no se bia MPP for NDC for say o man no nti ede na wo betimi aye ana hwan ne beye ti se bia se yenkoto aba ma yento aba ne hwan ana yenya o man no to ne na pan no leader ene betimi aye oman na ye na ene da betimi aye de bia se enye nipa obetimi adi oman na dim amaye o de enwan hwan na betimi abo ama oman na yi se eba na se MPP ni NDC so oman MPP ni NDC so oman no na any choice any alternative bi ade a na ka na kwa kasa mu because me ntimi nye kwa kuntinya hwan na enye uni obi a penipa obetimi aye oba no ache se bia me face NDC ne MPP ntimi nye oman no me face Kwame ene betimi aye because me hu Kwame modern mo baba na kan tra ni idia papa eno me ka seta mana dollar no e kofom no na bi busa se ye me omo me kire ekwan ko a omo ba so omo dollar no e kofom eni mbusa na ebi dia nti me o se sa ta me kwa me na me se me pai bon nyina se dollar no kan nkudu 20 ena afi me bo ne me pai bo no e ya de because e o man a wo ye niema kura yi a esan se nipa na adwembo ni wo ni tirimunti no wo ya mana yi no ompewu opese ohun se man no ekọ oseyim na wotimi nya tam de aka na sem enti ka se mana December 20 2002 ho baby na dollar na eba form e bi cost 7 cedis ni de o se omo me kire kwan yo so a omo ma dollar na akọ form na se dollar na e kosoro a ai na omo be se de na ma dollar na kosoro because you man ma hu se alongo kura ba be kire Ghana for she Ghana for kutupa so obi an ko se dollar ne bi engu honom na ense ma mo kan nye kura ti so ka tire obi ye sei hu se bi say ne ma eniema na sei ne bi a wo opposition na say o the office adwembo ni wo tirimuti no wo kire nkrofo kwan a o mbe ya ma dollar na sei mo na mpenifo wa se bi o mo ka yesi se obi so obi so obewo ado ati a nka ohwe ehu yie ebi ana nyakopon aya adom na dollar sei na Ghana for agents no makoto aba ma NDC aba na adongo ya ma ebi a finance minister na wadwen kire na ade kire say amanfo nko sese ngu ho no na ebi asa tem ebi ana na fo esi dis no esua e na omde sesa kakra bi na ebi a oba be minister no na omo sidi no dooso no wo ho so omo sesa mo a ti o kina akoka ni ya kire say masa ona akire kwan ayemfa so ebe ma dollar na cedi no a weekend more
enti kwamna said that what can you say me na so abusa the first question, be honest to yourself, as what now? Say oko politics you have to be honest to yourself as what? As a member of the party or as a member of the party or as a Ghanaian. Which one do you think runs supreme?
Papa, as a Ghanaian, no, Ebwa. Say be our bedroom says, I don't go the Americans, or can as a party, there be a party being a quite above man. So, maybe I must be on no so chere, a quite be a befast of $1 negina. Na ubi a timi what on say, no titi contumely, ewo a kukurentimino. Ukubisan contumely no boa. Or me can just $1 na kosro because kukurentimino, they have nothing to do with the dollar. So, but no speak say be we contumely na. Ni $1 ko cry and on what in contumely sika ne kwa koto. You no so be can dollar na contumely $1 there. E check and then we check. Because they be a two fake na ko cry no. Abrewo pe yi ni sim. $1 ne ko cry. Tinebu obe ko so am abrewo wanzo akoto. So ndi papa ya kasi eni no kura man ho ye ho de a. Sa no kura na epesi edi no. Ana mente hu we nu atuntumfo ho. It doesn't matter say the tuntum ni because tuntum bia dodo na be 97%. Uko Ghana nyumbo ni wu mutrim. It doesn't matter. Say them catch $1 na ko form na ye nyina ye busi say urade we de ye da wase. So we tie empire Obama $1 na ko so no. E ko form no. Na ebi no ma pa ye ni nyina ne say da bi enya no correct. Say bibi obeye bia wo wiase mu na we ba bia ye fi o Ghana no. Enya no correct. Say bi obi ka say oh yenhwe dum so e ba ye na bi a dum siesie ni ade compare to no ebomu ene ai o we ya situation is different. So instead obi ka say yenhwe company say go within time dum siesie ba ye no anytime na dum so ho ne dia papa say o hwe mi ne dia ena ka dum so time no company say organ nyina agui cause within dum siesie say bi oh mama ni mo ka ne na mi siesie ma ho within 2 weeks. That's a team company ni gu. Be a doom so nanka say ojina ne naso for 4 years wo dia. Papa. Say honest man ho dia. Ene nanka Ghana company bi ene because ni nyina egu. So hu. Enti no so hwe nokreka. Eni no krema ho a. Because that time ni nyina fight galamsey ni ade ai e friend say ye ka kwan ba fa so galamsey na koya galamsey site ni nyina no omo fight sa galamsey no ekolusu lese poto no e ono. Papa, e ba na me hwe ese die bi num sere no. E na me se ni patuntum adwen papa ni tirim. Because ye wo be ye bi a se bi say oh ye fight for we say the way be no. So fighting one fight the here. Unipa na afa say one wo fight no. Wo be wi no aba be sere wo. Because okwo no wo fight na ko ye nkugu di amount. Papa, me de o company ene Ghana de no e ba be ye yi na me de yi. Ebi a ontimi run o company said the over the country. Because company the individual wa there when decided the over or the year. But the country never acquire my money in an or dear. So COVID buy no. Your companies will be a friends the radio stations the companies will be on ma. Omo crofo be echo fee. Because it be a income a bebano. Ain't mean to amka. So intinesi a mamu kofi. Abi a buying a human a Ghana na a different entity no dear. Ono beka say there be say oh kwa be ma me economy ne kura ko form more. E dey see a kipu na bi e kopa besia kura de betua aka. Say de be ya wo betimi ahwe o yire ne wo mani na say uni ukunu no mu ade. Enti sa mienu no o de to ho a enye yi. Because o hwe e bi a UK ne a say bi e ba ya say obi a ma stimulus money ni ade ade. Company bi ene o ma stimulus money say go beje ko never go, you know, bushing for. Don't you mean sending money, you know, a different in your macra. Now, maybe we are America crap, say America, say, be on face of money now, what to the America a company and good grammar, say I can't cast anyhow. Because a catch you dear America, they know. The company is a good. Is this as a or mind, you know, or the card of what dear as a seller in an answer. The papa company. Any a country untimi running in pepe because company no e be a wo na wo dia a group of company krana munu betimi a chese bia say ne pese ye no o mind dia o man mu ni nyina company na e wo mu no so wo say e wo mu to community nyina bomu a entimi nyepe say the over running company say dey bia wo papa ada me ka say bi say yefwe widi Accra say be the baby ye example amount your my 7 your Chanta wa ha your Israel and be a La Paz shenchen baby papa utimi call by 7 so hu ubon say dokno puel bi yes bi a 5 cedis ukọ wanim ketu bi na akọ Chanta ya yes bi e no ye 3 cedis so hu enti say within na ye no inipa boni om ton ne ma boarding man ni mu no omo na wie bi su ebe capital din e ho no ma Chinese fo bi ton aduane wo papa okọ aduane no fo omo nya zo Ghana ho na se mo yire bo kete hon ade abodin ma unua uwia no ba bi su a kire se o man ni mu ayedin so o man ni mu ayedin a obi an tene ne ma so no man no obi an ho to ne nko yire ne ma bodin de ntwa ho me kan kire me se o man Ghana no imu ayedin ade ne nyina ete Ghana krum ho ukọ kumasi ade se ebi America kura bi e ne tema no efo echen America won kran adentia cause nipa bi e o madwen say adwenbone they are not honest e mo ho obebu ni nua na awia na obeka kire say o man ni mu ayedin e be yedin ama ho cause obu nua wa nua so twen wabu uduku masi a obetimi adidi fefefe nwa baba bi a ho ade ni nyina Ghana na ne ho papa be da ase obi antene ne ma so yo aduan ateso no obi ntimi ntobi obi tobi na se na tomdwunu a o man ni mbedwo papa be da ase
yo thank you very much em say Butcherman episode bomb quickly na me call na tibongo so Butcherman
yeah papa we dey you been an person bisa kwabna ana me history so onim say Ghana has been run as a business before ana the British ran Ghana as a business entity into me whom baby or nam. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. We're here to do with history. It's fan on to 1 month and I am called
Nati Bongo eso. Nati Bongo, what you mean ka bama so? Nati Bongo. Em say maintain Nati Bongo enka. Mami he. Isaac Timinka.
Yeah, metonka pa. Metonka.
Metonka. What you need okay to the I'm some YouTube. Now when say Nati Bongo ever drop and then he comes back. Nti Nati Bongo.
Papa, what you mean, Papa?
Happy Tonka. Bama so Nati Bongo.
Papa, I drink it.
Good. Na saboko there.
Papa, boko vivia boko now so.
Nyamiado. Seja, what in common you be fine.
Yeah, Papa.
Enti ene yenso also connect be. Why?
Yo, Papa, you money tell. I mean, tell what here for. Now, me ma you are saying happy independence in advance. I'm watching now. You will be a happy independence. Yo, Papa, question that we need in some way can. Me no be samia. Party no abeto Ghana ntino. Say will be away Manchester United and Manchester City. Sabi yo you free your hokrampo na. So na Manchester City ni dey wo. Manchester na kasa wo. Etino. MPP ekua me sympathize more with so many things. You know, metma aka say ocean ministry tikwa na abane ba we ni na Ministry of Information obehwe na Ghana no ye logo no boso ti e tell say Ghana first party bien no ma so chan Ghana you know Papa say u join amanyoko bi na u join an organization. It can be your family ana bibia mu na enhihye bi ni ehun akade ni pa bia yayi omo so omo ni dwuma no nkose de esisi kwa na certain us are defending. I can classify that as a person is honest. Such as say we him say dey way pa dey way say you young couple na ya obeka say nye but enam say bia ya unua na wadam funti no eye dia esa emwa community ana oman enkoso enu ti na hwe ana Joe Biden ko gina ho akototo papa so democrats na tima hu even including ya kan say New York Times omukra enkwaro say omukra gina mu omato abeka say tale ya papa we die but Ghana nipa no be defend ya dey say onko esa na o sa kwatana so dem mu a na just say honesty no refa kaka wo ho so di papa yakoye o man aye chichire no me de me mfa Ghana to two business ho Ghana your man a say you can almost 35 million population minim adwuma bia was asase we so a we say any population here 30 million e bia na bi wana minim I might be ignorant about that but Ghana your man ana mwayi ani mu say mu betimi akwakoye papa kokupi party baby ojo no wonye na adwo so akwa pre MP ana so ko pre bibia na mom so wuyi wanim so wo beko na amanfo sori ahomache koto abade maudi a na o sa kwahye bo edia so utimi du wo hye so ahodi a wunya ya odi kwahye bo ko gina simple so kwahye bo no yeto oba mo wasa gina sa ahodi na safa du wo hye so baba think we simple and tietia akwa se oba pe anu akodwa wanum se o papa pilot o su ni so papa nye pilot o so papa pilot o papa asifi o Indian Hills o papa ye doctor o so ni so papa nye doctor but se ka ko po ba no na utimi cheche unsem se minie asunafo north pese me be di mo so problem e wo ho nie me ba we na metinya ye na manfo to ma ba ma wa enu ni ka simple bedu bedo wanum na o ka se o politics le ye twatro na bedu wanum na fedru ba bi na so ye bro abo am se Ghana mabunufu no omumu ade ye sara ne de mrache yensam na wo koku twatro no ko dede nkrofo no de na wo pe So Papa, it's Ghana first, Papa. So be Samia.
Yo,
I said, Papa, me too, Papa.
Wait a quick one. Dear principles and businesses, they use to run it or business a man or mutimi a conkai. Then you be as our principles no. So run it or my Emudia and the NCB me adopt ama or mine at me a conkai.
Hey, Papa. Let me say something. So Papa say, young funny say, me sell any business be bree. But I have friends and godfathers, mothers or more businesses. So I will use a friend of mine or real estate and other stuff in Ghana too. So one thing man who want to say, or you'll be a determination in your and what I didn't want to see what say. So idea we are maybe many years to say me first me no. I have to make sure so be a me high ni biano. We did not find entity mu ama nipa na hu. Nti me ka dia ba be si say Ghana no. Congress na first the EMP orientation ne sanema no because me movie na minimum event ne di nipa na kwatena na ye bisa ne sam ya hyehyɛ envelope mu ne ya bisa no normal ko no asɔre kɔ but ye nya nipa no background check bia obi anu obi adwuma obeka sɛ mahu sɛ wo no wo betima yɛ adwuma no CV ne nti besene kwa yɛ adwuma no your background check me hu sɛ wo no kwa na bia sɛ bio wakɔ wi obi bibida wakɔ prison da ana sɛ bia wo kwa no na no ka kɔto obi mu na ti sɛ me de adwuma we ma wa e ma wo mu how am I going to deal with that kind of situation so ho enti no saa ne mani nyina no ana ɛsɛ wo hwɛ ansa no but yan Ghana no that's not how it is bia me ka sɛ ye won crofobia from grey men in suit ye ka sɛ grey men in suit they have money when it comes to Ghana the galamsey all the dirty jobs no omu na ye no Ghana ho ti me sɛ me na me pɛ MP a sika ayesa mu pia edim koduru omu dia ne sɛ mekwa koduru soro ho na mesoma mo contract such as so that's what is going on it is say yebetuma to sane mani nyina ase ne yama Ghana no adwu amanfo ayo madwuma yetima high microphone betu because Papa I can tell you say there are so many people in finance ministries omu ye adwuma wa they have no clue what is going on they are there because 2020 no na ye kwa campaign omu di akire omu ne ye ne call ha kwa campaign ti no ya ba dia emfa ne kwahye ho ye mfa sante tire omu amane ye Papa untimi we kan tell me so kwa ye adwuma wo di na je na wo kwa ye adwuma ho no no sabi uni certification bia wo engineering department we say ye do akoto no I don't think say ebeboa so iti Papa ye mfa nkrofo a omunim de ewo certain ministerial way no department no ye fa mo nkwahye ho no o ti me kan tell me say work school akwakosia ye kan say biochemical engineering o say we me kwakwa natural force authority so person who yes force dia and e force management and I go school no obetuma double major so just so iti ye di we akotoa because we odi achi ye di we akotoa because party no control my pick up me inside the campaign ana omudi bru mu sa you no wonder say expectation and ye hwehwe di free ye team we mu no it's a black star team no over the bank one no over the bank one no mu bubo no because Papa say o ye team na unim say la no mercy onye defender o na kwato defender imagine unim say si Ronaldo onye keeper now the si Ronaldo akwakoda pomu imagine so that's what is going on in Ghana. I'm not saying some people don't have the better team. They have it. But I say, yeah, you are yemfa we nkwasa na yemfa we nkwasa ana ama yedru baby yedri. Edi Papa, say yetimi edu obi ati baby say osi no ye nadwuma yie a. Ebetuma bo mo man na koso. Na ye na say comparison na ye no wo ase Joe Biden ye ka no he America ha. Enra Monday enyuma nko a Ohio hanko a from January to Manchester ene ame no ka sem prepare yi enyuma nko marketing kwa 1.5 million ewa ha ayo enti comparison of Ghana America ne dey yebetinya ye nanso when it comes to the basis of Ghana kwa ye ni bi ye won nkofo a na America metin mi hu say obi num sa wo ba bi a wo no sa wo evidence ya wo de ba say wo hu say nantwie ni nipa num nsuo wo ha be ma $500 ene say wo hu say nantwie ni nipa num nsuo ba ko okro we mu wo ha but Ghana is going on it is a comparison na ho ye betimi aye yin kaka bet ye ba Ghana na the basics no kwa no ye ntimi nyeye enkwete eniasi eco school kwa no according to data no si enya $28 million a ye betimi yi sa ne mani nyina afi ho enkrase omum efom nsuo ni nantwenum efom nsuo no na no yankofo bi koye project ba bi no kwa ni papa man contribute ntimi nka nyame nchira omo but si wo no mkotu ye no it was less than $4,000. Papa, you check the number of V8s these politicians and I said this current government ministry omutwini enhwe nipika sa efom nso ebe ye free ho amanipa nwanhen ha omo church asio tisi anya sane ma we nyina na se e dia sokobo fom se ye pese ye si cathedral obi am ye sympathize no madrebe me kesene kaka se na de na se ko ban sa se you could get you as a sokobo form baby because that project no wasn't part of Akufo-Addo manifesto. Say me boa bi obet ma correct me na yesua de. Me ni say na e kan manifesto hu say oba be si cathedral. But you so kwakobo form a e hu sika papa. E ya bufu sem de mame. Me dwene ho na me tifa ye me ya say so many things I cost wo Ghana. Say sika we bet me yi ema ye hu ahen haye. Yakoko dri den good ya so akobo fom a yenye bibia sa ti papa sa anya masa no enya de say bua ma oman ekoso na say that person wanya honest because say wo anhye bo na fe all of a sudden also be see e dad de amanya nkopon with that amount of money a udi ko wura mu a papa wa wo de kanokre wo abra says sa 200 and something million no to see hospitals. So this dialysis machine, see, I cost $10,000. Imagine the number of dialysis machines are you and papa, this dialysis we no crano. It's not part of hospital. A department by its own. Every woman has a Trinity dialysis. We connect you kaka. So what you say? I think papa. Me who say? Sabi say your cost school kaka kwa jini mdiena. Oba jini nyansa ana odiama ye no. Any common senses na way trimuno akwa say car senses and papa do I would drive a car once say na e bia engine light bia beto so ye dia sheka nim say e bia na oil so kwa swati enti say we nipa na utwika na engine light this na we wani a wo be pai we engine o type pressure ko form a na ka say no o type pressure na ko form ti we nipa na nyame am say nim dia say hospital unya kadie stop saying yakwaji busia nti eno de the basic nipa yare da bia didi da bia nti nipa yare enipa da bia nipa didi nti ema aduane so muso enipa ya adwuma da bia nti entrase beto amanfo pay mu papa I don't think say ka nipa be sun bebrebe but in a situation whereby at the time I said sika ndi agina na agina bo so me so aladbi hwim because dem sem koto aduane a hwim a ye nipa ye be kasa wo ho that doesn't mean so be empa ban bi asem and obi mpa minister bi asem ye nyansam ye be bisa question say e die na ekoso yakwaje bu sam ye approve ye na papa te sam ya me na maware ne me mate na makwaje bu sam ne be hwe me ma na fe mi ri ni mi ma nyina ni sam akwaje bu sam aba ma eja ye holiday adu ye ba be didi na fe enyuro jo ya table su hwete afa o mbega makoto ka akase makofo oba bia betena ka yi mu akoto tompabo akase de tia gu mi ko papa e de no ba no obeye that's a question mi di jaye nyina di baba obi anta obi and try say be ye adwani yi na
thank you
yes me I koye ni me da say papa I mean so
thank you very much na menko Isaac is way Meaning, Mama said, Akrachi Abba. I mean, if he will be able to handle stuff for the year. But I mean, Isaac is so. As Akrachi gets himself prepared. Isaac, Bama so.
Adwin kɛseɛ.
Double call there.
Oh, nyame adom bɔkɔ. Oh, saa yɛsɛ yare sorry. Ɛde yankopɔn ase sɛ ɔde ahoɔden ama wo. Ɛno a mante ne ntɛm mebɛfa yɛ akɔ yɛ na bɛte sɛ so saa na wo ho mfa hɔ.
It's all part of life. Yo,
na nipa deɛ wanyare mbɔ na wonyɛ nipa nti no ɛsɛ wo yare na wokɔba
yɛnkɔ anim na yɛde culture sɛ wopɛ reggae kakra bɛbɔ a
mepɛ deɛ
reggae
na wobɛnya reggae ɔno na nsɛmpa wɔ mu na nyɛ akosua kumafoɔ deɛ a mobɔbɔbɔ yi
okay all right Joseph Hill air culture when you back or be honest, right? Now, and you know, I was be honest to yourself. Be honest to yourself. Another question I need to say: be honest to yourself as what? So, be honest
to yourself as what?
As what?
Papa, why you would dona? Baby, I want to name na ya na me no nyanje. No, why you would
be honest to yourself as what? Question be said, if you are honest to yourself as a member of a political party, and you being honest to yourself as a Ghanaian,
yes, like I say, because a political party, no, any Guinea-Bissau, Ghana, no, yeah, into no. A political party biano, yeah, kind of political party biano drink Ghana. Though almost US Ghana, so at the end of the day, necessary sabi, unkwasi phone na modis can go abonche. Na unko for more, almost yadi. In the political party in the home Ghana, and a new home or my phobia.
As a Mr. Almost US can go Ghana, Krana, okay, on.
Oh, I say, Nyansa be adwuma pa dia, and come back as on mum okay. Dan say, Obe Wieska, dia could go Goni Crow, Boni Chrome. Na a no sabi, no quasi emperor woman is a Uber no, only pebian to me kwa discano. Wow, this kakubu or no, na I Europe for Nafa. It is a nipan. No, or the yet more, we am not the yet more home part. I said, I can only then there to me in there, may my dream in there. I will be yet, but say, audible quabon ten so the day, I can only fear, okay, because it been a Canadian Japan corrupter. Money, you know. Jenny, Nisika or one or the you Ghana because on Sabi, one who son or Africa for no, baby na anya Ghana for even po nya say anyone who trimu no sika no omo chem omo busia fo mpa omo busia fo be ya kanya say omo bre no into no anya na advantage omo ni say omo use no because omo ya corrupt but I na me pay wa because no tell me because no okwa ministers oto obi fa mu a obeyira nyema ministers aye na okromu no yen dia nso de ye wies kan na ne de ko into no me de ne sene ma adwin ya adwuma no anka sika no bako anka bako gold ya anka emra kona ha ya
emra kona
okay no me de ne anka be pen samu
okay mama Musa wo can one honesty to himself as a member of a political party conflict with him being honest to himself as a Ghanaian ana
I don't say politics now, you know, Ghana na point as oh, say MP for Mola and for Mola. Like but I guess party in no dear case some yen to say yeah ba America who America no say before say overstand a senator and a congressman or woman. Yeah, I'm not sure I'm going to 95% party and a election at the MPs. No, every time I go to show Scadia, what's so on Uncle Fanisika, on Uncle Ye, no one Quadilum, Sabi almost Passia, no Quadilum, now Quadilum now question pass a mere family home. May my sons a Quadilum question passing. Oh, I said party no, yeah, well, Britain, and I see educated one. Until there be a banner, many a brewer Britain for Mose. Or more cost to a more becumuha, no more any a baby, no, more any dear question, no more as supported the Aquasu Ghana. Now, I am massive, I am a mobile because you know more Ghana and the baby nine to cry into no more name. A bit of home, I can't for mother, Kumasin Ponko order, Tapadin Ponko order. It on name, and I am yadum radio about, I want to Fuaba, Uncle 14 outside. Oh. Yeah, well, Britain and I see educate you almost no. Oh, yeah, MPA, and I will pray for MPA. A new quan says, so would you loan? And then new quan says, Uchicheska. Why say party Betty Cheska? What Cheska Mamma? A Britain, one party Ben Cheska, a Nipa Ben Cheska, Ediama Obi. Nipa Ben. So we got trouble, I mean, to maybe bravo. America has see it. Now, I mean, UK so now you see what UK so, and then see what baby, Brunito, baby, and see what. Until I don't think I hear no, if it take 92, and this is for Nam Fiso, MPP for so bad, Mubeja, almost no, dear MPP, and this for the same thing, the same thing, Mukope. Yeah, hello. Hello.
Yeah, I'm saying Isaac.
Yeah, hello. Yeah, hello.
Isaac.
Yeah, also.
Okay, all right then. Cause where?
Yeah.
Now, Bombardier.
Oh, it's no question. I will be. Okay, so much preference, Anna. Costo, why? Yeah. Oh, internal. Hey, so be very honest, a man, the party, and I so by American and the end of the day. It's political party, so because political parties now, we are before a structure, and I use some structure. No more the upgrade political party, use some. Oh, that Oko Brabe Obia, Ebeti Watu. Into so be Ebedi, you need the men and family because you were near a institution to say a BNI and a CID for. Sani man na some way. Sani man no aban bia baba su bia no omo na ye adwuma nti no aban no mo support no nti no so aban amaso na che say you know the obeye bia no efa anka omo adwuma no no ha obetu akobrabo bi otu ana bi afa bechewo adantina ya obi na bia na de ne omo ha una me hena pona yeko na ya adwuma honest baba muna na anya adwuma obi abaye de nti no honesty de say can honesty pa de aka we no abna kan sem bi wo say obi anya honest okwa akoto aba hwede wa ye bi pe nipa no hwede adwuma nipa na abaye no naka mama ne the best person mama no wa ye bi me yan who say yes wa ye bi onu na wo de bibi hye ne sem otumi ye ama ohun wo akizinu mpa oye ama ohun adan dumso nya mahama na di dumso bae dumso wa wonim dumso no dumso ali etesina na dumso bae 90s wono na dumso bae 99 2001 dumso bae Kufuor time dumso bae Kufuor time dumso bae ana ai atames ana Mahama baye Mahama de no beye kese na nam said Mahama dream Ghana for hu ntino wan ka so bi dum so no nya na braso na baye ba Mahama sobu dum so ama yanum wenum ka so amare plant no mo de abani nima ama access power no say abroso power na abroso Baomia mo fasti an mame me pese me twuka no ono kwatra JFM wow uni lances o pese o twuka okwatra JFM no ka say Mahama asobu dum so dia wan na mo na baso o ye mentality a o ye trimu because ye pese ye be ka bibi ma obi an so o ni pa na yes ade no etina Ghana no atete apasa no because America ha no de bia Democrat for omo bo Reagan abaso Democrat for Republican for omo bo Clinton abaso because nema oye bo man no omoka ba ye ndie ono obaye yin so osro nipa bibini ni nyako kwaso a obo na baso ye ne ye usade o ani MPP for into Mahama na aye bi asobu dum so into sa nipa yo otumi sobu ni otumi sobu ade de mo man no nema bia Mahama de ne saka bia no oye nema bia Mahama moto ho mo de free SHS aba over 7 years mo to be trouble free SHS nya mo po na mo de buy mo no mo beto aso because nya mo na mo de free SHS buy mo beto aso because Baumia akọ free SHS akọ ni free education akọ ni free nya mo na mo de buy na mo implement it bibia mo to be aso 7 years mo to be aso obi the 3 less than 3.5 years what they are so doom so what don't hope be compensa nipe your friend Mahama no Jamante mpo ni mkropo say why sugar cane po antumi anua ye won kwafo ni bi o me no me Jamante say no ono minim say ne lifestyle na te say Epstein no ne omo akeka small parties no on the other 0.5 bi no benya nkwafo the big fish for no big fish for no any people before you person e chewo mo yeah na nya Jamante ne nti no ye po bia ye to abama no wa ba ye o man ni here oye nation brother John Mahama John Mahama and ye nation brother one no why here because nyema wo ye no less than 3 years mo kind of correct because most throw some obeka less than 3 years nyema wo ye Ridge Hospital Tama Port Takwade extension port Tama extension port Commander Sugar Factory Tanatre Legon Youth Factory no Mahama revive no and yanom ba ya mo bese no bibia mo sorry ya Pekasi po mo fa ba kumpo emmo efom say mo brede factory and so da bia na maka gum mkofo na asum anam se mkofo no bidi obeka to mo asum bia na mo ade adi nti no nye yen say yo yen de ye ni no abie papa nti no de mama aye no ono ni obi a ese ye de aba no you know power ne hye ne sam bio because mama na before years kan ho anka Ghana anka yakokra ubesi airport aw da bia meka twa Kumasi airport ade ya me tan kra ni Kumasi airport omo asi no na anka menim se obia nani abia bia no ewiase wani abia wo papa si dan na se wonso unya sika cha wo papa wo si de cha wo papa de wo si na anka mpese Kumasi airport kra ya fa cha na card de no 100 times because bosi amomo boy ya no sika mo adi no waye akoko buru we mu de akosi ho anam se kofo ani mie ye ana mo fi so ye hia airport nti no na airport bia na obi asi container bi de abesi ho na mani age me no me kwade sa o me ma ba America mani abie o me ma se fo ne nkroma hwe nyema kase nkroma ye oba America no behu ye nyema obehu wa America no ana okoye oye na kase it be so obey yadia mama ya nkasa o waye bibi say nti no ya te ho me de dabia radio station bia me come say Kumasi airport the most useless airport MPP for abred but anam say omo ngofo bi fi so ya say ya kwa akra nti no de ebenya no Kumasi no nti na no anam masa ewiase no ani bie na yakosoro ani bie no ekosoro nti no wa brechi a mo wani mie kase especially America on my 50 state ya fa nchanchan kra nkeka ho 50 state na hu ne ma kase na ya de bi ba okro mu no Akufo-Addo akwa ne ma borafo bi say ya no wani age ya wo bia ba omia oni hwe ya obeye Mahama the nation brother ono awaye bida ono awa solve dum so ono bibia ode ne saka bia no oyeye bibia ode ne saka bia no oyeye nti no ono ne en to aba afama no se Ghana for adwen no ya mankofo we tinu omo adwen na se omo adwen no be ya adwuma no mo bi omo ani a mo be hu se Akufo-Addo no oye fero na Akufo-Addo ayen se MPP for mpo ede omo nan mpo esi aban mu biom because ka nkofo we edi sika ankofo we edi no se betra na ya ka se o yende ya wa breche nto me de me support MPP nti no mbe support MPP a so what MPP na konfo se wi ase so no so timu bi se $1 na ma he dollar ampo de breche for ampo de omo peso mo beka because omo suro omo supporters no mo wa breche no omo peso mo be boso se $1 na ma he na me no dollar na kwasoro no me Isaac no enam se me dwen nipa ho nti no dollar na kwasoro no eye me ya adentra because me nua no mo Ghana mo nya adwuma anye na ya price nipa omo tumi nto ahokyra ba nkofo wo ewu no obi yare kaka na owu because the obedi ani the oba no mo oni bi o yare kaka na owu na ka bibi beku a ani atipa ne yefu yare ne beku sa ni ma ne beku but ni ma ankoye sesia bibia wo de wo sabeka bia no adane munsuo bibia people for the omo saka Ghana bia adane munsuo because bibia ankoso obi so bia Ghana so bibia ankoso yan twade yan tohwe anam say ye mama no mo wo market wo no bebre na akọ school ntino omo hu say ono ati wo yan to na ade nso no ofi say pathway de ne de be person no transfer because adwen no enko ntino abna we are my sister we are Santini we are my sister the girl MPP na ja ala no na bra bot say efsen alright yeah be yi ntino obia me Mahama yeah me demand no see
thank you of abodi or of abodi alright of abodi no ha mama Dr. Jingu Emre Onoson Kebi and then I think right after that I may not be able to go for the second round. Bombardier he may not be able to stay, so I'll just round up after Dr. Jingo. Dr. Jingo, the ultimate car, no, I ready there. Bamaso. Dr. Jingo. Okay, all right. In the event, you said Dr. Jingo, any honor there. and we may have the chance to use just a minute each for our final words before I run off. And I mean, he says, Sam. Oh, what yeah, Sam.
Yeah, Papa Smiley.
And your final word.
The Kakosiani say, you know what? Question out the two board, Until let's do it. Ghana first. And a board chairman kind of soon let's call a spade. Like we should all be willing to make the sacrifice. Into our party so so we're down for be who saw be bold enough to call them out. They say yes, sir, cry. We will get there. So will be some kind of
Yo, thank you very much. Sam. Now I'm say Kwabena na connect me wa. Kwabena, yango.
Yeah, me 1 minute there. Eja said obi aka no Ghana no yin na ya de papa. Ni hu se ni ma ye papa. O china bi ne bi ana na me wa ban mu. Ti adwen sa se bi na me wa ban. Ni bi o china na mi ni aban mu dia papa. Za kwanya na ba. Yenye ni ma bi e beboa. Na o china mi ni aban kura. Se dokno na mitimi to dia. So hu. Ezi ma se Mary Sardine. No china minti menwe di papa yenyi no bi anya do yen continue say very sad in the bia me da say
thank you very much Abna na me ko na tibongo eswe Abna ho me wa me ba Abna first sorry Abna
hello
your final word Abna
my final word it's word obi si mi jai Alan China Membra Mahama. Send me your bay. Moya bear makoko cry won't attract me. Prepare to tumfo. Will be an choice. We make decisions so based on the new wide dream. Say this with your name, maybe any pacrona and until now make his hard decision is all be supporting. And former President Mahama, on your minimum da mentano. But the policies, the name my dream. Emo brana monchire msiso beti maye adwuma no timi fuzu racha Martin e beti maye na me support you racha Martin do be a person supporting the na adwen share ni so beti maye adwuma no onto abane ma no obi kan yeti abrochire yenkoto abani bi ni eye dede ni bi yesu yesika na ediko ga no e ka ho pa no man ka buze bra yesika ediko ga na na ma man timi jane na so kakra. Nti say sike de ba ne di mo manager na so kakra na omo ye nema ense na emfata because so many so more backup e abrochi for their name we have the right also to say enema enkoso edi o maninya was me said then who be also bet na abrochi so be dodo na person mu kofi na if no corner access to road to the house okra enye ya edin minua be me bi kasa ho say 28 million pe a bit my eradicate the school dying won't crash titi eduasi school 28 million po a society kana ye dia boho ban sika akoso mo sidan e won kran said the trade yi cathedral no say sika na bit mercy school no plus dialysis machines tise nipa yesa na wote ho na wadwi mu da ho na wo so wo didi no mo kwan no musi wo home e da yi na fu say this is good I say wan kasa not just a one kasa no dream mine ho Ghana first no ntiase se wotiase a enema bone a ekoso no wo beka wan kan na wo your mind before wo nipa kro no your mind before sa na me meka no but you cannot tell me say that makes sense. I don't know say school na ye call Ghana no ye nye critical thinking. I don't know say no so ka hu binti na ye hu ne maybe ana most of the time her decisions are not rational. Because me say, how can we be eduase eco school? No akobo amna na wo say ye dia wa wasem. Wa wasem mo me ninda honom ye betina ha ne kasa bibi o honom a ye mfa politics ne tonchen kakra na ya address issues no ne find solution to these problems are edi enuanom nya e wo Ghana. Ade ne nya enye enyo me jisam dwin enti ase enye
yo abra you be down so ase o say enye that is one side of programming we need to also come to understand say someone can be programmed to see what you see as enye as good. Sometimes you wonder, I don't know idea we say will be who say but don't idea you see it differently. It's programming. You can be programmed to think say the Americano. You can eat and then you'll be okay. I'm Natibongo, and fat on also find out where them ra. Natibongo, young
Papa, Papa, not call me. Baby, I defeat one of me, Papa. Say, Obi, who to say bridge, say, Makwaya, Misu, bridge, yes, say, not study upon the catcher, say, yeah, Papa, I say, study upon you, not Jenny, Echo see, now or more, my Jenny, I say, you didn't question more, now you're in the as you so. Papa, I'm telling you. So, what who say, I dear way yet, hospital, yes, the way you didn't pocket, you didn't pocket from. Now, what can I say? Your program is any pan say, or no, who say a year month, any pan dia. Sandy Pano, I say, you kidney for good baby, near man, you're done quite any more, or winning the answer of who are your TV or my news idea way yet, and more traffic. So, Papa, Sadia way number and next 2024. Papa, 2024. You don't want your day can't and credit school them no. Yeah, before no. A brother young boy. Monday, I'm public hearing view. I say, yes, says our more city prosecutor be or corruption, a baby quiet drugs be warrior for 30 years. Why I read all, ya swan did not quite Papa. Ya swan didn't quite public hearing. If you live in the city, not a so over Tabia, may driving them who said Bohonum and Alban news in a meeting. Papa said, I didn't ya. Never Obi who say ya. Yo, Ediano, Aqua Abegun chance daso. Obi show if you say a year, a money shades, a preventivia. But who say so be mnabubom to pop patri. Na adwumu nyina magu. Ni aso magu ni akosie mu. Na omo hu nyansa say edua wei ekwa esi etimi treme no kama na ebi krampo na se etreme no na se money direction bi a ebetimi aboa no ebe save life and the baba torabu ono ma ya ye besre ye nuanom bi ba ha me boni din Isaac na ye no kasa kira fantastic map betorabu so akasa bi wo ha da bi amakasa ya fa binom soso chiri ye nyina ye nti na ota akasa abrochirefo binom awosi abrochirefo mo amabetena ha mo akọ school mu nsia nyansa ya yi me hunu se esa utimi kwadre ho kakra efra ne ntoma so ho binim sa wo ye nzemani twi no utimi ka be twi no se wo kasa bia na kasa Ghana fo binom o mbetena abrochire akọ suku a eno no utim se wo ye ne kama because ka binom dia no hu se okay 100 kwa na yebenya nipa ba 15 bi asabi wadwene mu da ya obi na adwene sabio sabi ti se ebinom de manu susu na so njo Isaac mesrew saa kasa no mesrew a me nkyerɛw kwan afa so kasa nanso sɛ wo ka twini nko ade a yebetime fra twini ntoma ama mu ayehwam because a radio station so ne ka wo kasa brochire fo mo betena brochire mo de mo pesa mo besia nyansa wadi me matem sabi mitri na wo ho no ofa nyansa wo mpa sabi me nye 100% perfect nanso no adwene ni ye adwuma Joe Isaac happy Independence Day to you.
That's it. Natibongo. Now Isaac also found out word.
Hey, Ghana politician been also work around so no yate now so yeah. Say what abroche na say wadwen ye adwuma na obi so abroche for wadwen ye adwuma na wo hwe na ka ho dia wo asema me twensan because nkwasa sama Ghana for di na majority of them no if you abroche for because you abroche for na ya wo ha no nyema ekwoso ni ma bone ekwoso o Ghana no because ebinom party nti no and then no yen traho yen bekano tree enye light on way omompa obimpa oswo you tree nimpo no oka tree kasa nimpa your pen oka obia kire na adwen akwasi me a politician wa kan so mate na memfa na me say Mahama na yento abama no because omo time Mahama no the omunya accident kwada Lagos hospital no ehwo na omu say hey say papa ya abadwuma papa abadwuma this is the time traba politics no ye fanya adwuma because yenim de akufu ado antumi anya ma asante for Mahama na beye ma omo yenim de Mahama eyema the whole Ghana Mahama de o say o de ne national cake no o cham obi anya bi obi anso nya bi into no sana meka ye no abna wo ya dan a Alan Cash onya hwe bedi Mahama de Nyankopon yi amagana no bedi nachi na Alan Cash de no ko he akufu ade na be kan ye na Banama de ne yede ni lamte Banama yede ne yede Alan Cash yede ne yede Papa Smiling Mami ja na for time na Cash ne omo akekan ne me say yen no omo big fish for no and ehwehwe omo and MPP for na ya che omo nyina gumu na nya Alan Cash kura ebe che na aka ho because o MPP ni edwane no wadwane no dwane onu nche so wadwane anu nche say yentumi nchewo ndi ebe chi mu nyina gumu okay Papa Smiling that's it. Yeah.
Thank you very much. Na meda obi biase for being part of Jumedie no ibinti say ye de siwa ya na ye sorry so na yami admo otna yaba betwa so. A big thank you to everyone once again for making time to come. Medino yansisano and any Papa Smiley, whatever the case may be. And one Papa Smiley. Nyami adma watchna. Yabeba na yaba be bonkomo. Yabe told you median so. Fefe, come. Memobia, bye. Say, shall we go?